Hello and welcome to the Friday Night Social with me, Graham Hughes, and I'm joined tonight by Mike Dix. We might be joined by some other of our friends momentarily, but before we crack on with the show, I'm just going to say a big hello to Lost Missionary and Sarah Davis and Billy Kershaw and Ivan Ambrose and Chrissy and Reverend Kathy and Ghost Pouch and so many others. If you'd like to join them in the chat and join me and Mike and Scott. Hello, Scott. Up here, if you want to say some things to us, all you need to do is hit the big juicy subscribe button, you know you want to, and wait for a minute and you'll be able to join us. So, first of all, Mike, are you all right? You all right, mate? You had the week off last week? You all right?
I did have a week off last week, and I've been to visit, and be careful, guys, right? I have spent 2 days in possibly the most crime-ridden, immigrant-full city in the world.
Oh no, it's not
Mar-a-Lago.
Sorry, what?
I went to London.
You went that there, London? Oh, I hear there's lots of crimes in that there, London. I saw it on the telly.
It's unbelievable. It's just like lovely and nice.
Did you die?
Nice. No. Lots of people there. Came back with my phone.
Okay, Scott, you went to London, didn't you?
Yeah, I go to London a lot. I live here.
Did you die?
I'm not dead yet.
Excellent, good stuff.
Over 30 years, and
you're no good to us.
It's unbolievable how we managed to survive that.
Well, this is the thing. Place. Many don't. They obviously are killed tragically by tube trains and and all the foreign people.
Yes. So before we go on, Scott, you're out last night, weren't you? Do you want to tell us a little bit about what happened?
Sure. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my light. Yeah. So I only met my favorite singer in the whole wide world. So yeah. Okay. So. All right. I went out with Tan. Graham was actually supposed to come, but he couldn't make it in the end. We went to go see the Smashing Pumpkins, and Skunk Anansie, and White Lies were also a band that was playing at the Colchester Castle, in Essex. So we went up there. Now Tan, everyone knows that Supertansky Tan is, a very popular political commentator online, and so one of her followers happens to be the singer of Skunk Anansie, Skin. So she thought it would be fun to message Skin and tell her, "Oh, you guys are playing a show where I'm going to be at. I'm going to be at the show. Can't wait. Looking forward to seeing you." It was not even like 2 minutes. Skin replied back and said, "Oh, that's brilliant. Come back and we'll have a glass of wine after the show."
So
that is amazing.
Yeah. So we were just like, okay, Tan's freaking out. Now I am a Skunk Anansie fan. I've been a Skunk Anansie fan for over 30 years. Right. So for me, I've met Skin. I've met Skin a couple times. They haven't been the best of experiences because I just came across as a weirdo super fan each time.
Never meet your heroes. Never meet your heroes.
Right? Especially
and heroes.
Oh my god!
Never meet your fans.
Especially when you come across like a super weirdo, 19-year-old guy. Oh my god, I love you. So anyway, I wasn't, this Tan got the invite. I wasn't sitting there thinking, I'm going to be Skunk Anansie, right? So anyway, they made the arrangement. Tan said, if I'm going to meet her, you're going to come with me. So, okay, cool. Tan was flipping out. She was really freaking out. Now, I don't want to sound like a pompous big head, right? But I worked in the music industry for 12 years. Going backstage, being backstage at events.
Is that where you got the big microphone, the big headphones?
These?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Yes, to go on my big ass head.
Do you go walk around with them so that someone comes up to you and goes, "Excuse me, sir, did you ever work in the music industry for 12 years?"
And I go, "Oh my God, yes, I did.
That's
Look at my big headphones."
I'm not one to diss someone else's headgear, so yeah.
Well, it's funny. I bought these headphones.
I was going to say, careful, Graham.
to do this show. So anyway, Graham.
No.
I bought these to do the show.
Oh, fantastic! Jolly good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where do I send the receipts?
Right. That'll be 30 quid. Thanks. Anyway. So anyway, we watched the show, and Skunk and Nancy were fantastic as always. They're never not good. The second time I've seen them this year, so they're never not good. And we were at the place and time we needed to be, and the tour manager or production manager came, got us. We were escorted backstage. We waited for probably about 5 minutes for Skin to sort of de-show, because obviously she's going to be all made up and sweaty and everything else, right? So we waited, and then we went up and we spoke to Skin for probably a good 20 minutes. But mostly it was just like, this was Tan's moment, right?
Yeah,
sure.
So I really kind of kept my mouth quiet. They really just talked politics. I think it was, Tan was so nervous, but I had to remind Tan, Skin wants to meet you.
Yeah.
She
Skin's
invited you. Yeah.
Skin is a
you
fan.
did not ask her for this.
Yeah.
She invited you. So you have to remember that she wants to meet you. So don't get too scared here, because she is as excited to meet you as you are to meet her. But Tan just can't comprehend that. Tan's a normal person, you know what I mean? She just does, she did a few videos that went viral, and like that's how she sees it all. So yeah, they had this really nice, obviously she talked to both of us, right? So, and we talked politics, we talked the state of UK politics, state of the world, that sort of thing. So she, obviously was very complimentary to Tan, says you're funny, the way you're presenting things is brilliant, and we have to take the piss out of these people, etc.
Yeah.
She offered us really nice wine, actually, and after that, Tan was pissed. You should have seen her dancing to the Smashing Pumpkins afterwards. It was hysterical.
So were you backstage for that, or were you in the VIP bar?
No. We were backstage when this Pumpkins came on, and I said to Tan, and because I was nervous at this point, because I didn't want to be recognized from like being the weirdo fan from 30 years ago. So, but I also thought, like, at one point Skin had gone, she had to go and talk to other people and shit. She, so I was like, look, we're just kind of standing here, right? So let's go out and find your friends. She had some other friends that were at the show. Let's go find your friends. Let's get out of here. Tan wanted to go and try to get onto the side of the stage to watch Smashing Pumpkins. She was like, let's go to the side of the stage. I'm like, I doubt we're going to get on the side of the stage. And we went and asked the security guard, and they were like, no. So it was clearly obvious that the headliner were a bit like...
See, that's your first mistake. You shouldn't have asked. You should just walked like you own the place. Like
holding
you're meant
the
to
glass.
be there. Holding the glass.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Get out of my way.
So it was like kind of me going, we should go. So we left, and and then I waited 30 years to get in a photograph with Skin, so I got it.
Yay!
Bloody Tan pushes herself in to get in the same pictures.
It was the other way
terrible.
around. In a way.
Terrible.
So this is like, Skin was like, well, I'm gonna let's have a photo taken together, and so they were taking like these selfies, and at one point I took a couple pictures for them, and then Tan goes, Scott, get in the picture. So, because I was too scared to even ask, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay. So I was like, all right. So just those pictures.
What a star.
if I could bring it, but you got the photo, and I could put it as the background. We can show the viewers who are watching. And yeah, it was that there was a no big deal. Just hanging out with Skin for a little while.
What did you do?
Chilling.
What did you do after the pumpkins finished? Did you go backstage, or did you?
No, we left.
Okay.
And we ended up doing this really long way around the park that it was in, and a really long walk home. And yeah,
did you die?
did you die?
Yeah.
No, but Tan nearly did, because she fell over once, and yeah, of course. During the show she fell over. And and yeah, she was she'd had a couple of drinks,
Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
we all need to unwind sometimes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Were the pumpkins good? Were they good?
Yes, I
didn't just play a load of B-sides this time.
No, they played most of the stuff they played was from Melancholy.
Last song, was it Today or?
No, the last song was actually a really weird choice. It was the Everlasting Gaze. So that for me, I thought it was like, this is a weird one. And that is on the Machina album. So yeah.
The Greek gods, they were the Everlasting Gaze, weren't they?
Yeah.
See what I did there?
There's a song dedicated to me, the Everlasting Gay. But like towards the end of the show, it was Disarmed, Tonight, Jelly Baby, Bodies, Cheer Up Cup, Cheer Up Rock, Zero,
all the good stuff.
All the good stuff right at the end. They did this weird cover of Take My Breath Away, which was a little bizarre. You don't really expect the.
I saw them once in Manchester and at the Apollo, which is quite a small venue, and they came out. The last song was 1979, which I was quite happy about because it's one of my favourite songs by Pumpkins. But they came out in footy kits for some reason, and Billy Corgan was wearing like a Beckham kit.
What was
because they were in Manchester? They thought, we'll dress like Manchester United and Manchester City. And I'm just thinking, like, that's not a great.
They are kind of cute. Like, I saw this video. I did see one video on TikTok or something where they were, where he had the guitarist was like talking about Halifax and getting fish and chips and things like that.
Yeah.
But this time we're in Essex, so he kept going, "The only way is Essex." Which half the crowd was like, yay, and half the crowd was like, oh.
That's what it was like in Manchester when they dressed up as football players. Like, half the crowd were like, what are you doing? Half the crowd were like, we hate football. The other half were like, we hate Man United. Like, what are you doing?
We're City fans, right?
City fans, you massive weirdos. What are you doing? Yeah, so that was fun. Anyway, listen, okay, well, good. I'm glad that you had a nice time.
I'm just about to show you.
Okay. Well, while you're looking for that, I'll just say hello to everyone in the chat. We've also got Chris C here. Labour, Birmingham Council haven't done themselves any favours. We're taking the George and Union flags. Oh, hang on.
That's terrible.
I can
That's
just
tan in your chest.
I
think I can see Skin's neck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done. Tech genius.
I don't know how to
do it. He worked in the music industry for 15 years.
I'll bring it up on my phone and show it to the screen. It'll probably be a lot better.
Good luck. For Chris C saying about Birmingham City Council taking down the St. George and Union flags, and they left the Palestinian flags up. That sounds daft to me. But like these flags were hanging from lampposts, and it's a bit of a danger in case one hasn't been tied properly and it blows off onto a car and causes an accident. So I understand why they don't really want people putting any flags up there. But, there we go. Oh,
that's better. There you go.
Bloody hell. Skin hasn't aged at all, has she?
No, she drinks from a different fountain.
She does.
I don't understand it at all, because I was looking at her going, there isn't a wrinkle on your face.
No.
There's nothing. She's still absolutely beautiful. She really is a beautiful woman, especially up close.
Pete Denkart says there's a Skunk and Nancy song called "I'll Let You Down." It's one of those beautiful pieces of music you'll ever commit to your ear holes. Reaches me every time. We also got Chris C. Also asking about was it Chris C talking about the flags? Yeah, I don't mind them taking down the flags, but they should have taken them all down if they're going to say they're a bit of a fire hazard or shipping hazard or something. That's going to be the excuse. But asking what the fuck is Darren Grimes playing at? He's pulling funding for a Pride March planned next year, calling it political street theatre. So they are pulling £10,000 that's supposed to go towards Pride each year. We have a Pride March we have done in Durham here, Pride celebration. We've done it now for about, 15 years or something. It's been going on for quite a while. And they normally get some funding from the council, along with sponsors, who wants to sponsor Pride. And next year, they're not going to get the £10,000 they normally get off the council, because Darren Grimes, who is gay, says that it's too woke. So
this is the agenda. Yeah. This is the agenda. This is what they want to do. This.
Darren Grimes.
It's out there for Darren you to Grimes, see.
Slimy Grimy says, "Bring back Q bashing." That's what he's saying, basically. Because Q bashing. I don't want to say the word because it's
I know what you meant.
It's a slur.
I know what you meant.
But yeah,
it has been
appropriated.
Reappropriated.
I don't think I'm gay enough to use it.
No.
Well, great. Let me just tell you. Yeah, you are.
It depends how drunk I am.
I think Scott just gave you an honorary membership.
Honorary membership. Here. I can use the Q word now. The Q slur. Well, no, it's fine if you don't use it as a slur.
Did he actually say that?
No.
Oh.
No. But we could have him saying that and then put it out on the internet and tell everyone that that's what he said.
Everyone in the chat, we want you to tell everyone that's what he said. Thank you.
Yeah, that's totally what he said.
It's the the hypocrisy of that boy is ridiculous, isn't it? Basically, it's the how far are you willing to go in order to appease your racist, misogynistic, homophobic masters? Basically,
well, he's just
happy to go all the way.
I think he's king.
He will keep appeasing until it is turned on him.
Teresa the Appeaser. Mr. Glitch says, I saw the Pumpkins at Lollapalooza in Miami and they were such a letdown. It wasn't worth the sunstroke. I love that review. Not worth the sunstroke.
Not worth the sunstroke.
Oh, guys, I got that too. And that wasn't from Smashing Pumpkins. I spent my weekend at the Bloodstock Festival at Canton Park in Derby.
Oh, okay.
This past weekend.
That's cool.
You can see here, I got a lovely burn on my shoulder there and
nice
on the shoulder on here, because this is the part of my back that I couldn't get to with the I forgot to get with the sunblock. So
sunscreen.
Yeah, it fucking hurt. As you can see, this like here. I've got
one hyphenated word for you, mate. T-shirts.
I was wearing a vest.
We don't want to know. We don't want to know what you were wearing.
I
was wearing a boob tube.
Lovely.
Lovely. A bra. Gone.
Chris C is saying apparently Darren Grimes stated Pride events are no longer about gay men. They were never about gay men. It was always and will always be about the entire LGBTQ plus community.
Exactly that.
Yes.
Because who marched with the gay men back in the 70s and the 80s when
trans
Pride
women
marches started?
Trans women.
And having skipped a week on this, basically, I'll talk about how fucking wonderful Pride was in Brighton this year. And they've repositioned themselves quite obviously to go back to some of the campaigning stuff. The trans ally stuff was immense in the parade. But there was a thing, and I was talking to a friend about it who I won't reveal who that is, but he is associated with the police. And the police did not take part in the parade.
Nope.
Fire service, ambulance, NHS, etc., all there. No police presence, and other than the policemen that were looking at the crowd as if we were going to,
start a riot.
Start a bloody riot, basically. Yeah. But I would stress again, that's a minor thing actually. But I would stress how glorious this city was for a weekend. What a wonderful, joyous city full of love and genuinely peaceful, people enjoying life, basically, and celebrating it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Or it always is, but I think it was better this year for all sorts of reasons. So.
Well, Ghost Pouch is saying I'm also burnt from Bloodstock, and I'm going to Manchester Pride next Saturday. Not tomorrow, week on Saturday. Any ideas what I should wear? What should I wear, Scott?
A boob tube. And
a boob tube. Can I still wear this? Can I have a boob tube
and, and your fishing vest? Yeah.
There was one group in the parade where obviously they had a little committee meeting on Zoom or something. Said, right, guys, we're all just going to wear really skimpy shorts, and that's it.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens.
And they're carrying a banner, all right. And there's one guy who's obviously spent 10 years in the gym, looks absolutely gorgeous and racked, basically. And the other guy at the other end of the ballot, you could just see in his face was there. Why was I not at this committee meeting? Because he got a dad body in these shorts, and he's just like,
okay,
yeah.
Were they gold coloured shorts?
They were little golden shorts. There were guys. Scott, you'll tell me what this is reference to, but there were a whole bunch of big guys with dog masks. I'm not sure what was going on there.
They were okay. So were they kind of like leathery? Dog masks?
There was a bondage thing going on.
It's a kink.
But
it's not dogging. That's something else.
I am telling you that the lesbians of the world came to Brighton and they were dressed divinely for a weekend. There were some amazing outfits, just some
amazing lesbians,
amazingly beautiful. I mean, they were beautiful men. There were beautiful men,
but yeah, it's a celebration, isn't it? And it's a joyous occasion. And I just want to ask both of you: when was the last? Well, I mean, I suppose this is more for Mike more than it is for Scott. But like, Mike, when was the last time you really felt proud of Britain? You felt proud of being British?
Actually, genuinely sitting in next. I took a chair out with me because I lived just next to where the parade goes by, and I was very proud of my city. Definitely,
no, Britain.
And I was proud of Britain because a lot of Britain, a certain community of Britain was there to celebrate that.
Okay,
and that can still happen in the climate that we live in at the moment. But the last time I was proud of Britain was the fairly obvious Olympics.
The Olympic opening ceremony.
Yeah.
Well, you'll never guess who was on the Ben Shapiro podcast this week saying that it was terrible, it was awful, and it was made by people who hate Britain.
It must be somebody that despises Britain, possibly, and has never had an opportunity to be in charge of it.
Yeah, indeed. No, Liz Truss, our former erstwhile Prime Minister.
Yeah.
She was on this podcast saying that the opening ceremony of the Olympics, which was universally praised by everyone across the political spectrum at the time, she was saying it was a big woke nightmare invented by people who hated Britain.
Didn't represent Britain. Yeah.
She's definitely on a grid, isn't she? There, you know.
This may come as a shock about Liz Truss, but she's wrong.
She's also an idiot. She's like so thick. It's painful. And I don't like Rishi Sunak, and I don't like Boris Johnson. I don't like Theresa May or David Cameron. But they're not thick. They're not like proper fucking dense. Like, she just looks like if she dropped something, she'll get confused and like why it fell, and she'll just stare at it for ages and try and work out why that thing isn't in her hand anymore. Like, that's how thick she is. She is like dense. She is bending light with her density. It's like, how can someone that obnoxiously stupid rise to the position of Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain
if anything,
and Northern Ireland?
If you want a fundamental reason why we shouldn't be proud that we're British is that our country let that happen somehow. Basically, that happened.
Yeah,
I think
it's just ridiculous.
I'd pay a lot of money.
And she was blaming the elite again. The biggest problem in Britain is the elite. And you go, do you mean the civil servants that said you can't add up? Is that what you mean? Basically, it's like,
I'd pay a shitload of money for whatever she's smoking. That's for sure. Because she is crazy. And it is,
and still getting platformed.
It's crazy. And
she plays into their narrative. Yeah, she plays into the narrative of the right-wing Americans.
The Ben Shapiro would have saw that as a coup to get her on.
And Scott, tell me,
a former prime minister.
Here's my guess. Many, I think, Americans, not blamelessly, for obvious reasons, basically think that almost any British accent is quite posh. And my guess is that she comes across to the average American as a posh English woman and not stupid.
But
they can't tell she's stupid because
she doesn't sound stupid.
I've got to stop you both there because Rob Wales. I often go to Wales and I never thought of robbing it, but if I did, thank you very much, Rob Wales, 2282 for the £5 super chat, the first super chat of the evening. Woo!
Thank you.
Yay! Thank you. I'm off to Brighton Pride next year. I missed out on the muscle hunks. Lol. Thanks for your support, guys. No, thanks for your support.
Does he mean me? Is that what you say?
The muscle hunks, yeah.
No,
he missed out on me.
He missed out on the muscle hunks.
Yeah. One Angry Pagan says last time he felt proud of his country was last year's response to the right-wing thugs when people turned out, like outside the mosque in Liverpool at the end of West Derby Road, and they're like, not having this." Yeah, that was good. In Brighton. Remember you sent the picture, Mike, of the
five men and a dog and 2,000 of us standing around them watching them. They were protected by the police for their own safety.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That was a superb event. Yeah. No, listen, we all get moments of pride out of communities, don't we? There are things that amaze us all the time. And I think, particularly in the climate that we're operating in, when you see those moments, they become much more heightened nowadays. Yeah. That you go, yes, I am proud. I'm proud of the lionesses. That made me feel proud to be English, certainly for a while. Yeah. So there are things we can be proud of, definitely.
Yeah.
But being genuinely proud of your entire country as a community, I think we do have to go back to the Olympics and go, that Danny Boyle put his finger on the pulse and said, there you go, these are the things we should really be proud of, and reminded everybody that, particularly the NHS, and we started the Industrial Revolution. We can genuinely go, that was okay, we did all right there, thanks for the trains, basically, and stuff like that. But then not be nostalgic for those periods of the working conditions and the pollution and everything else. Basically, you can go, yeah, we did a good thing at that point. We should be proud of that, but let's be proud of the solar panels that we build as well.
Yeah. There's Miss Paula Thomas is saying, many years ago when I was young, there was a TV personality called Jack Hargreaves who was an old-fashioned guy from the countryside who wore a waistcoat of pockets like yours. This is a waistcoat of pockets. It's so useful. It's got like 18 pockets.
He sat there in a shed. He was essentially YouTubing on ITV, as I recall. Basically, he'd have like a half-hour show where he'd just talk about something to do with the country from his shed.
Yeah. Darian De Star is saying pop bitches, suggesting that Liz Truss is drinking lots and lots and lots. And honestly, the way that she was slurring in that interview, I think she's slosh nearly all the time now. She's just, I don't know if she's long for this world, to be honest with you. Your liver can only take so much. Weird as it sounds, last year gave me hope, says One Angry Pagan. And Graham was saying, it made up when that happened, talking about the people standing up against the rioters. Gave me a bit of faith back. Pretty much gone now, though. So yes, there was another interview. Did anyone see the interview with Kemi Badenoch, in which she went off on one about Fritzl, the guy who kept his daughter in the basement for 20 years?
No.
Oh, why does he talk? Why does
Joseph
he speak
Fritzl. Joseph Fritzl.
Can I just say, I'm going to rely entirely on you to tell us all the stories of the week, because I have a very pleasant week in very pleasant company, avoiding watching the news. So this is all new to me. We'll do Scott and Mike react. Go for it.
So Kemi Badenoch was asked why she's an atheist, and basically said Joseph Fritzl took away my faith in God. And she talked about it at length, like what happened with Joseph Fritzl and what he did to his daughter. And it was just the weirdest thing that anyone could come out with. And you got to imagine, before she does these interviews, she has a meeting and they maybe war game, they talk about questions that might come up and what her responses are going to be. And she must have thought, you know what, if someone asks me a question about my lack of religion, Fritzl, that's the one.
in my head that there was anything to do with religion and Joseph Fritzl in the film. I mean, I'm sure he probably pretended to be a Christian or something, but that wasn't part.
No, it was a faith. Her faith was shook by the fact that this guy got away with it for so long. I'm not kidding. It's.
I mean, the fact that she can speak in public is shocking, because she comes out with the most ridiculous bullshit.
She's the leader of the.
And she's the leader of a major political party.
Yeah,
these people, they have no chance of getting into government anytime soon. She will never be prime minister. Yeah. The stupidity she comes out with. Did you see the shit she said last week about how she didn't identify as being black?
Yeah. I don't identify with being Nigerian. I think.
Okay. It's funny that because there's some people that don't identify as being the sex they were assigned at birth.
To be honest,
it's not the same, Scott.
Of course, it's not the same.
That was just mad. Like that was just, but like to be honest with you, I can see her logic, right? In that she was brought up religious, and then she said it was like when she read about what Joseph Fritzl did to his daughter Elizabeth. And the horrors that she sustained, it was like someone blew out a candle, and that was it. She just, how could any loving God allow that to happen?
Was that really
which is logical?
Catalyst?
It's logical. I do get it to a certain extent. Freddie,
hi, how you doing? You're right.
It's just a bit weird. Hey, not Freddie. Sorry, I was just thinking we were talking about. Hey, Freddie, how you doing,
you're just a bit weird.
Happy Independence Day. Happy Independence Day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations. It's been a while, so that's good. So what have you been up to today? You've been barbecuing? Have you been out celebrating?
Well, I have been barbecuing, because it's just so hard that we cannot survive. No, I mean, literally now, but oh my, it's so hot. It's madness.
Come
Not my room. My room isn't hot at all. And that is because I purchased at the beginning of the summer.
Oh, here we go again. This sponsor's slot.
I think we're having these heat waves because of Scott's air conditioning unit. It's just putting so much CO2 into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You're
contributing.
You're contributing your greenhouse gases. It's making everyone else.
I'm nice and cool while you paupers outside.
My climate change. Literally, no. I just chose to spend my money differently. That is what I did. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see the news about the London flat that had signs outside on its windows saying do not buy flats in this building because it's so hot?
Yeah.
I think So it's just they build all these flats and houses, and it's just trapping heat inside. It's mad. So
they're not thinking of it because of the mentality that British people have. Just like was proven when we had the discussion at first when I bought my air conditioner. And I'm not trying to come for Mike or Graham or Bowler Hat Man, who was there at the time, who, laughed at me when I said I had bought an air
did not laugh at you. I guffawed.
Bowler Hat Man did.
I can't remember clearly.
We live in England. Why did you buy air conditioner
I remember
for? It's only get above 20 degrees.
Formed a circle around Scott and we pointed and laughed. That's what happened. We just sat there for
literally
that.
Literally, that's exactly what happened. It's on tape. We can go back on YouTube and find it. Listen,
Scott. We didn't realize how much we had harmed you. I'm sorry. Your PTSD.
So, show us on the AC where the bad men touched you.
It was on my penis. Now, I think you will find I was right. And it is true. It is true. Because of that mentality, people who are building these new flats and everything else, they're building them to be warm.
Yes.
Yeah. They're building them to keep out the cold.
Our building regs are all about that.
So it's which is fine in the winter, but we're having increasingly hot summers every year.
Yeah.
And they're not building any sort of way of keeping it cool. And people will have to end up buying these sort of machines that I have now to have any sort of chance of keeping some sort of regulated temperature in these sweat boxes.
That is the irony. that is the irony about climate change, right? As it gets hotter, then we buy all things to help us adapt, which in turn make it worse, make climate change worse. Unless we're all, using solar or wind energy, but
the only thing that goes out of this air conditioner is air, right? So
like hot air,
yeah, it's hot air, but it's air, right? It doesn't matter what it's like outside.
But the energy to power it, the energy that it takes to build it, ship it, all that right?
shit,
Well, and also the energy it takes to take the heat out of the air. If there's 1 kilowatt of heat in the air,
it is expensive to run.
Then it takes 1 kilowatt of electricity to get rid of that.
Right. It does take electricity, but if I had solar panels, maybe it would offset it. I don't know, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But you're destroying the planet, basically.
I'm literally not. You can kiss my ass.
Well, I mean, if it's run off renewable,
it's the end of the world, Scott.
Although even if it's running off renewable power, it does have greenhouse gases in it, and the greenhouse gases in ACs is really, really bad.
Not on this one.
Renewable power also needs energy to create and install and run. I mean, windmills aren't made from wood or some kind of renewable material, right? I mean, it's essentially made of metal and plastic, and all of these fabricated electronics, and you have to build transmission lines and grids, and it all adds up. So
that's everything. That's everything, though, isn't it? Yeah, it's most consumer products that we own.
No, but Scott, we're clearly focusing on you and your AC machine. So it's
it's
and you don't feel bad.
About me,
you don't seem to feel bad about it. That's what I was saying.
Oh no, I do not. I am living in beautiful coolness right now. You can hear it. Hold on.
My
humming. Yeah, that is the AC. It's so lovely in here. You have no idea. You would love being in here right now with me.
That would be a price to pay for the coldness. That's what you're saying. I could do that. Somebody in the chat mentions in the chat about Spanish building regs, that they almost work the opposite way. But my son lives in Madrid, and there are currently forest fires on three sides of Madrid, and he sent me a video clip of just the burning horizon around Madrid at the moment.
Fucking terrifying.
I saw that in Portugal as well. There are quite a few fires. And there are.
It's the big talk in Spain always in a bar or a family dinner table is the burning of Spain at the moment. And the flooding and the ridiculous flooding, because the burning is causing, and the dry temperatures.
So they have got fires and flooding at the same time.
Yeah.
Valencia has had terrible floods
because after you have so many days of no rain, your ground, your earth just turns solid, and so when it does rain, you have a big a big rainstorm. It doesn't absorb at all. It just runs off, and then you've also got the concrete effect as well when you got roads, tarmac, concrete everywhere.
I was reading that the South Asia in India and Pakistan, there's massive floods, isn't there, today as well?
India sees all catastrophes somewhere in the country every day. So but for the past sort of 6 or 7 years, there have been these crazy flash floods in the Himalayas, right? Because the Himalayan glaciers are they are severely under threat from climate change. And also the rain's pattern has changed, and you add in effects of deforestation and all of that, and things flood, rivers flood, and when they flood, then it's really, really violent. It's like a rush of crazy water. I have seen some videos, and they are absolutely horrific, and it happens every year, clockwork. So they are kind of not random events anymore. It's clockwork every year. July and August, there are going to be flash floods.
Yeah. But Scott's all right. He's got air conditioning.
I'm good. Thank you very much.
But building, someone was saying in Spain, buildings are cold in the winter and too hot in the summer. the way that things used to be built back before we had normal refrigeration, hence this house. So this used to be the village shop, and downstairs in this house is fucking freezing all year round because they didn't have refrigeration. They needed somewhere to put the meat and the dairy that would keep it fresh for a few days in the 1890s when it was built. And they did it in such a way that is fucking freezing downstairs. Even today, it's about 16 or 17 degrees downstairs.
Wow.
No aircon.
Really?
Yeah.
No aircon needed.
No aircon.
That
Just
is
the way it's
amazing.
built. Just the way it's built. And in Spain and southern France and Italy, you had these courtyards that were built, the courtyard apartment blocks, where you'd have a sort of tunnel going in, or passageway going in, or in the middle, you would always have running water and greenery. So there'll be like trees, plants, grass, all that kind of stuff. And what it would do is actually, it would create a cool air vortex within, because they were all shaded, because
natural air conditioning.
One side was always in the shade, just because that's where they positioned it for where the sun was going to be. Now they don't even look at where the sun's going to be. They go, south facing maybe, just about.
Yeah.
But
No, they want to put it somewhere.
And also, not just. I mean, that's not a Spanish invention. That comes from the time that it was a Muslim country, and that it was Northern Africa that was inventing those things, basically.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I mean, the pyramids, great place to cool off on a hot day. Bloody hell, it's freezing down there. It's great. Just a really nice temperature to spend eternity wrapped up in your mummy.
Yeah, this is where we had a chat about this, didn't we? Where we could start our own.
I did not know that. That's so crazy.
Maybe the pyramids is just Scott's air conditioning unit, basically.
Well, maybe it was just a massive way to cool down in the desert.
I honestly did not know that was a thing. I would have assumed it was boiling hot in there.
No,
I love that though. Don't
really
you?
Cool.
I always love the idea when you look at archaeology sites, and they always go, "It was for rituals." And there's a thing in archaeology, isn't there, where they go, "Oh God, here we go again, another ritual thing." And you think, building those massive pyramids just for this one king, etc. You can understand how it would happen, but wouldn't it just be great if it turned out it was a massive air conditioner?
Yeah.
And everybody in Cairo just walked into the pyramids on the hottest days of the year and just cooled off and had a party.
Chilled out. They find some massive chamber underneath that everyone used to just chill out.
Yeah, chill out and smoke opium. And,
They'll unearth one of these chambers, and there'll be a nice bar in the corner, basically, where everyone was just drinking.
But in India, Pakistan, the gardens that they used to have there for the Maharajas and stuff, they were set up to be cool. So, and then also,
and we have our we have our traditional architecture, where we also had courtyards, and we had things that would shade from the sun, and we don't really apply them anymore because throughout the world, it's all changed to building buildings faster, and that
flat pack steel buildings,
and that essentially means glass and steel.
So, Pranny, on Independence Day, don't tell us that India had any form of buildings and culture before we turned up.
Of course not.
That can't be right, basically. That's impossible.
No, of course not. Everything was given by the British, of course.
The British, exactly. Thank you.
Until then, you lived in mud huts. And
precisely.
And straw houses made of sand.
There were summer palaces.
You're welcome for culture. Thank you. You don't need to thank us, Pranny. It's fine. Basically,
there were summer palaces up on a hill. So I think in Udaipur, there's the famous palace on the lake. But if you can be asked, there's a big massive hill that you can climb up, and there's the remains of a palace. I don't know if they've done it up in the last few years, but. That was just what they did. And when the British turned up, they were like, "Oh, let's move to Darjeeling at the top of this mountain for when it gets really hot." Yeah. And I think most of the people who lived there were like, "Yeah, we've been doing that for years, mate. That's nothing new."
No, we had that, and all these step wells, for example, these wells that go really deep. That that are stairs that go in that basically conserve water. Even today, after so many years, they are functional. And they serve the purpose. They irrigate land and they conserve water through the hottest months. So, but now we don't use we don't really use the technology of the past because it's too expensive, and we just rely on building scale fast enough, and that tends to be glass and steel and concrete and all of that, and that just destroys any learnings that we've had in the past thousands of years. So yeah.
Yep.
So are we going to talk a little bit about what's happening in
Trump,
Alaska?
Yes, please.
I don't know anything that's happened. I've been kind of like avoiding it, but I've also understand there's a bit of a time difference. So I figured we weren't really going to know much until now-ish or later on tonight.
No, they're going to hold a press conference.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a depressing conference.
Oh, that'll be
press
fun.
conference.
A depressed conference. Yeah, so they're just setting up for that, and there's a stage that's been set up in Anchorage in Alaska, and it says "Pursuing Peace." It says "Pursuing Peace" on the wall.
He's so
desperate. My guess is that America purchased Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million. Right, back in the day.
Yeah.
And I think Trump will try and sell it back to Russia for $7.3 million and claim it was a brilliant deal.
Yeah. The man who bankrupted.
But I heard some talk today that he was talking about giving mineral rights in Alaska as part of a deal to Russia over Ukraine. It just seems.
Well, I mean, I thought the days
I think Trump thinks everywhere in the world has got potential diamond mines kicking around that nobody's ever thought to dig.
No, but I thought the days of the kind of imperialistic days of two powers meeting to discuss what to do with the country without inviting any representative from that country to come and speak.
Wasn't this what they did to China, right? When China was split into spheres of influence, right? In the 19th century, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, feels like that. But like,
not to push my cartoons, but I did a version of a Gilray cartoon, a very famous Gilray cartoon, where Wellington and Napoleon were sitting. It's called the Plum Pudding in Danger, and it's Wellington sitting opposite Napoleon, carving up a plum pudding which represents the world, basically, and then just Napoleon taking Europe and Wellington just wanting to protect their assets in the South China Seas. And I did a version with Trump and Putin carving it up, and Trump just saying, "Okay, you take everywhere, and I'll just try and take Canada. Eventually, we'll invade Canada together." Yeah. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed in those years. Imperial powers just sit there arguing for what they want and not caring about anybody that lives in the places that they're carving up.
Yeah,
it's just the same.
Yeah. I mean, like this is what Britain and France did, because Britain and France were like fighting over India and also other like place and also other places in Asia, and they had this like deal that France gets like Indonesia and Britain gets India, and so everyone's happy and everyone can go and have their own spoils of colonization. So it's just that.
To be fair again, Pranny, just to put my Union Jack hat on, basically, at least you're not French. At least you're not French. That deal at least allowed you to be.
Well, I'd have liked to know how to speak French instead of English. Like that would have been a much more romantic.
Was it Pondicherry?
Guys, why is Pranny in this negotiation at all?
was Pondicherry? That was a French.
Yes. So Pondicherry remained French until, don't like test me on this, but probably like 1960 something.
Yeah.
So
Goa was Portuguese until the 60s, wasn't it? Or 70s? I think it was 75 actually. Don't quote me on that.
We will have to Google that. But yes, I do not recall immediately. But these were the ports that were retained by France. But previously, the French and British armies were fighting inside India, like far inside India. So
So I'm just Googling what year did Goa return.
Oh, thank you. Was it 1960 something?
India. It was. It was 61. You're right. It was 61.
Yes. Okay. Good. Okay. Fine.
So I was gonna have a bit of a quiz, right? Because when you mentioned Wellington, Mike, this is all your fault. So that got me thinking. Wellington boots are named after Wellington. and Bobbies are named after Robert Peel, and Earl Grey tea is named after Earl Grey, and Gladstone bags that medics have is named after Gladstone. What would be named after Liz Truss? What object could be called the Truss thing? The Truss cheese. The Truss
form of lettuce.
Like a cos lettuce,
The
and a
Truss
romaine
lettuce.
lettuce, and a
Truss
Truss
lettuce,
lettuce.
You want a lettuce that only ever lasts 49 days, basically maximum.
The everlasting lettuce. You want
It
something that
wilts
lasts
before
for
you get it back in the
ages.
supermarket. But what could Boris Johnson have then? The Boris
Oh,
Johnson.
come on. Boris spent his entire political career trying to get things named after him. You know?
Yes.
I mean, I'm sad that the Boris bus and Boris bike still kind of hangs around.
That's annoying. Yeah.
But he wanted he wanted to build an airport
Not
in
so
the
much- not
in
so
the
much the
Thames
bus
estuary,
anymore.
didn't he?
He wanted
Called
a
the Boris
bridge. He
Airport.
wanted the Boris Garden Bridge.
The Boris Bridge.
I'll
there was a
tell you.
bridge.
I'll tell you the buses and the bike thing not so much anymore because you got so many Lime bikes now. You got so many of these different companies with bikes. It's kind of
frittering away and it won't stick. Yeah.
I'm liking going out to the party people suggesting a lettuce holder. We could call it truss, not like a lettuce holder.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but it would be made
Because
need to be
trust is
made
support,
of something that dissolves in 49 days. That's the thing.
Well, Chris C was saying I was thinking about the truss jockstrap. Because a truss is something that holds it in, isn't it? Like if you've got a hernia,
it is
don't
already
you get like a
called a
truss
truss.
to keep.
Yeah,
I wouldn't wear it.
Oh, you're thinking of that because trusses are on buildings as well, right?
Yeah. Like
but
to keep it up.
the problem with a hernia truss or a jock strap is they're quite useful.
Yeah, it has to be useless.
Yeah,
so it has to be one made out like of marzipan or something.
Yeah, it can't be that.
Cameron sausages is being suggested by Lucas in the chat. I like that. Get your Cameron sausages here.
Oh yes, I like that too. That's very funny.
Made from sheep's made from pigs bits.
Made from a fucked pig.
Fucked pig. There goes our monetization.
Made from a freshly slaughtered,
no.
fucked pig.
Haven't YouTube changed the rules now that you can swear in the first few minutes of it?
I think so, yeah. But I still think the cage about the C-bomb because they are Americans, and Americans are a pure botanical bunch.
C-bomb. I said F.
We can be as violent. We can be as violent as we like. We could probably dismember each other live on air, and they don't care.
But
about
God
that.
forbid you say the C word.
The C-bomb. That's it. You're over. You're done.
Or you show a penis. That's the biggest faux pas on American TV. You will never see a full frontal in American.
Well, on HBO you will.
Movies.
On HBO, but not on Showtime.
On HBO you do.
Yeah, HBO.
And Mr. Glitch says the truss salad shaker for when your lettuce is just too wet.
That's actually really good.
And a cheese and ham sandwich with a wilted lettuce, suggests Peter. That could be a truss sandwich. Oh God, a truss sandwich. That sounds horrific. Don't want to think about that. Ernie Burns says the truss offers no support and cuts off any circulation till bits drop off.
That's most jock straps anyway, though.
Yeah.
Not that I'm talking from experience or anything.
What about if every time a monarch dies, we refer to the last person that saw them as a truss?
Oh yeah, that's good. I like that.
That one would stick around for a few centuries.
So J.D. Vance was the former Pope's truss.
Yeah.
He met J.D. Vance and died the next
funny
day.
These right wingers meet these huge heads of state and then they end up dying right afterwards.
Well, up to that point, I think he had hope. Kept him going. And then he was just like, "Fuck me, this guy is the vice president of the United States of America. I'm going. I'm out of here.
Fucking out.
Let me into heaven."
I always like to imagine the Queen after the meeting with Truss going, "Fuck's sake, I give up."
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. This sucks. The country's going to hell. I'm out of here.
Well, in my
let them have Charles.
Yeah,
in my
you can deal with it.
In my script, Little Boot, which is loosely based on Boris Johnson, the Queen actually stays alive for as long as she can because she wants to be alive the day that he is no longer Prime Minister.
Maybe that's what it was.
She held on at the end. She was like, "Just give me all the drugs. Just weekend at Bernie's me, right? Keep me alive. Keep me going." just till he's not the Prime Minister anymore, because I don't want him at my fucking funeral making a speech. Well, she was a marvellous monarch who went out glowing with her eyes, and it was amazing, and she was a big fan of Percy Pig, and blah.
Yeah.
My Boris Johnson impression. Hate him.
It was very good.
Thank you.
It was very good.
Thank you. I'm glad someone appreciated it.
No.
I'll get into trouble now. Super drugs.
No, we're patronising you slightly, but you didn't spot that.
I wasn't. I thought it was actually all right.
JD Vance got barred from the pub. He did. He got kicked out. And then there was
it not like a Michelin star pub or something, right?
Yeah,
it was like a gastropub.
Oh, it was a gastropub. Okay.
Gastropub sounds awful.
Can we genuinely know?
That's what they're
sounds
called,
like you're gonna turn
bro.
up and eat a snail, a giant snail.
The outright, I'm going to do my sweary thing, right? The outright fucking hypocrisy of JD Vance spending half of his life saying Britain has not no free speech. It's a lawless country full of immigrants. They need to get their act together. And then he comes here on frickin' holiday and costs a fortune for our police to go knocking on doors around the Cotswolds to ask people for their fucking Facebook profile so that they can be sure that somebody living in one of the most expensive areas of England doesn't dislike Donald Trump. For God's sake, what are we doing? Why are we welcoming this man to our bloody country on holiday? I don't care about the diplomatic stuff. We have to do that. I don't like the way we look when we're having to suck up to Trump, but we don't have to let JD Vance in the country. We could say we're strengthening our borders.
No,
I'm afraid
I say
your immigration status is unknown.
I say let him in and then take him to the White Cliffs of Dover, and this is Sparta, the motherfucker.
Well, then there's going to be a knock on your door very soon.
I just mean, show him a nice time.
The other three members in this room don't necessarily support the comments.
This is Sparta. And his last words as he falls is, "No, it isn't." And you're like, "Oh yeah, good point." Oh well, doesn't matter now.
Wasn't he and David Lammy also fishing without a license somewhere as well? Was that?
Oh, were they?
They were caught. There was a photo shoot.
Sorry, David Lammy was hanging out with JD Vance.
Yeah,
David Lammy is actually he's quite an old friend of JD Vance.
They bonded over carp fishing.
Yeah, they also bonded over rivalry between like Harvard and Yale. So David Lammy went to Harvard and Vance went to Yale. So
it's the unsaid story of Lammy, which is that he was building relations with GOP and Trump's team for the last 5-6 years. Basically, that's what he's done. That's one of the reasons that our diplomatic stance is being a bit more successful than most other countries at the moment in the face of Trump, because Lammy built relations with the team.
I hate it, but it's effective, isn't it?
It's bad, but it's good. If you're gonna do it, then you've got to build relations, even if they're evil. Basically.
I'm glad I'm not fucking doing it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. Who'd want that job?
I couldn't.
Who would want that job?
This is Sparta. Sorry,
I literally couldn't do that. That's just annoys me thinking about it.
Apparently, the Trump and what's his name? What's that little guy? The Goblin. Russian Goblin. What's his name?
Vladimir.
That's it. Putin. Vlad. Apparently, they got in a car together and they drove in a car together.
Yeah, they got in the beast together. So Putin came out of the plane. So I think there was something who was going to come out of whose plane first, and Trump and Putin got out of their planes at the same time.
Yeah. And
then they met. And they quickly said hello to some journalists, where some journalist asked Putin when he is going to, stop killing civilians. Yeah. And Putin pretended to kind of not hear and then walked off. So, yeah. Of course. But yeah, then they climbed into the beast together. So the president's car, this huge thing is called the beast, and they got into that together and they moved away. I don't know if there is if this has ever happened, that a Russian president has got into the same car as the US president.
No, never.
Traditionally, they've always met in a neutral country anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, it was so Trump could give him a blowy on the way.
Probably.
No, but like, what really happens if there's a geopolitical situation while they're in the car, right? Because they're both like nuclear superpowers. So how does that work? Because I'm sure they have got their Russian teams, and the US has got their the US got their own teams, and they figure out who is carrying what's that briefcase called?
They don't let that box anywhere near Trump.
Well, I hope not.
There's no way that he's got a briefcase he can open and press a button.
Yeah, they have probably given him a toy briefcase.
I don't have a huge amount of faith in the American military, but I'm fairly certain that they've colluded together to say, if anybody hands him that case, shoot them.
So much for ostracizing the Russian government, though, for the crimes against humanity.
Yeah, just sucking up to him, basically.
Well, that's what Trump does. He likes a dictator. He was very fond of Kim Jong Un in his first term, wasn't he? He went to meet him and said he was such a lovely guy.
He's jealous of the big boys that control their countries the way they do. That's what he wants to do, and he doesn't know how to do it.
But this is why are we allowing our lives to be controlled by these fucking disgusting, gruesome old men?
No, this is what I've been questioning for a while now.
We know more than ever before about what's going on in the world.
They are,
and we're just putting up with it. We're just going, oh, this is terrible, but we're not actually stopping it.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying and frustrating.
And it's why I tend to fall out with people if they want to pretend that Farage has got something to say or that Trump isn't a gobshite. I'm quite happy to put them right and tell them to fuck off and never talk to me again, because I think we're too polite about it. I think we've been mollycoddling dickheads for too long. We've got to stop. We've got to stop being nice to dickheads, because they don't give a fuck. It's like playing chess with a pigeon. They just want to knock all the pieces over and shit all over everything. That's what they want to do. Some people just want to watch the world burn. Joanna says, I booked a holiday on a lodge type thing around the lake. Turns out you could fish. Never had. So I got the license, bought the kit, and spent the week sat there winding down and fishing. I've got to say, fishing is very relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
But if your fishing rod isn't secured, right, don't just put it down next to you to do something on your laptop, because even if you've been sitting there for 5 hours and you haven't had a single bite, as soon as you put that fishing rod down, the fish will bite, and that's off with your rod.
Graham, this may be quite a unique experience from your perspective.
Guaranteed, every time.
The sitting there fishing and trying to do a live stream at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, basically, that's a you story. That's definitely a you story.
Yeah. So, do you reckon they swapped the nuclear footballs then? You hold this, you hold that.
I think somebody in the chat says that it's a fake case with a note in it saying, "Really sorry, you can't do this." Basically, but I did read that.
Sorry, there's no money.
I did read that it is all a James Bond story. Really, that there is not a case. Think about it, right? Go back to the 1950s. We didn't have the technology to have a case that could launch all the nuclear buttons.
No, it's just got codes in. It's just got the codes in.
It's literally, it's got codes in, and the president would then pass those codes on. Somebody would ring somebody, and then there's a chain of command and a series of ways that all that happens. There was no button you could press, basically, to make it all wasn't happen until the very end. So.
We just got a super chat in. Thank you very much, Pygmalion, for the £5 super chat. Woohoo! Farage was complaining that the House of Lords was undemocratic. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the irony. Thank you so much for the super chat. And we do have a super chat goal going. If we can get 10 super chats in the next 45 minutes or so, I'll see if we can get Hannah Janes to join us tonight. I'll do my best. I can't promise anything, though. Can't promise anything. No refunds.
Take my money. Take my money.
Little eye candy for everyone, right?
Shut up and take my money. And then Storyteller, because
otherwise the only eye candy you've got is Scott. So come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Super chat time, basically.
No.
So just want to say to Storyteller, because Teller was taken. Welcome as a member of the channel. If you want to join Storyteller, because Teller was taken, and others as a member of the channel, all you need to do is press the join button, and that'll also give you access to the Discord server. Thanks for yawning all in our faces, Scott.
You're welcome.
We can see you. You cover your mouth when you yawn, you ill-mannered yank.
Go away.
Ugh.
This is why we don't let Graham be our diplomatic
Yeah, because it gets all funny about shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, how dare you yawn? Oh, well, sorry, I
dare
committed a
you.
human function.
How-
It could have been a lot worse. You know,
How-
I could have done something a lot more gross.
How twatting well dare you? Anyway, so
I'll
Trump
let
is just
one
sitting
rip
down.
next time and see how you feel about that.
Trump is just sitting down now with Vladimir Putin, and they're sharing a joke. They're having a little giggle amongst themselves about all the women that they've raped, possibly, or maybe the babies that they've slaughtered. I don't know. Maybe they're having a good laugh about, you know, the fact that they both wanted criminals. They're laughing at the law. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it's cut away from them now, so we'll never know what they were saying to each other. And Phil says, fish psychology surely needs a name. Piscesology. Piscesology? Piscesology? Piscology?
Piscology.
Piscology? Piss off with your piscology.
Wouldn't it be pescology? Isn't it P-E-S-C?
Yeah.
Piscology.
But no, that's a good...
I'm sure someone does study the sort of psychology of fish. Someone's got to do that.
If there are grants available, I'm sure that's happening somewhere.
None as 42 says 4272 4772. Sorry, thanks for giving us your pin number. I expect the case for Trump looks like the WWE money in the bank briefcase because he likes gaudy shit.
Yeah,
that is entirely.
He has probably plated it with gold, like he has done the fireplace and everything in the Oval Office, right?
That's what we should encourage him to say. You should replace all the nuclear warheads with gold nuclear warheads, and then they'll be too heavy to actually take off at that point.
It's just so tacky. It's just so
it's so tacky. It's like, I don't know. Like, who likes this? Like, who likes their taps and their fireplaces to be gold? Like, it's not even elegant or...
Louis XIV and Putin.
Right.
When you look at a Russian, the inside of the Kremlin, you know, it is everything is covered in gold in there.
The inside of the Kremlin looks very much like the inside of the White House. Well, the inside of the White House.
And also, Scott, honestly, no offense, but when you look at what are regarded as 4 or 5 star hotels in America, very often it's this kind of slightly naff, glitzy, goldy stuff.
Marble.
That a Brit walks into and goes, no.
Yeah, it's like marble, classy. And it's very Art Deco. And these things haven't really changed. But
it's kind of a cartoon of what's classy.
When basically. They do, it kind of turns into that sort of weird sort of marble rock sort of type of stuff, and everything looks really sort of minimalistic or
But the Palace of Versailles was Baroque when it was originally built, and then they had some additions put on by Louis XV and XVI where they made it more Rococo, which is all the gold bits and stuff like that. But the White House is a neo-classical building, so it makes no sense to put those gold bits on. It just looks fucking trash. It looks absolute trailer trash.
The moment he leaves, it will all be removed. All that.
Yeah, but they can't bring back the Rose Garden, can they? I mean, the concreted over the fucking Rose Garden and turned it into a fucking patio.
What's he building there? What's he building?
Ballroom.
He's also building a ballroom.
A ballroom, that's it.
On the Rose Garden, they put down some concrete flags on the ground, and they put in some parasols with some fucking picnic tables. It looks
and parking
trash. Yeah,
and extra parking spots.
And extra parking spots.
That is exactly what America needs, kind of more of parking.
More
spots,
parking.
Yeah.
It's just
America doesn't have enough.
It's just so trash. It is just so classless.
Yeah.
But in a way, here's another thought though. What if somebody has said to him, "Why don't you build a ballroom?" Because they've sat there going, "You are just fucking this country up, and if we just keep you busy doing something which is wandering around not paying builders to do things, then that's going to. I mean, I think Graham, you tweeted or posted on Facebook about it, saying, you don't build these things, and when you think you've only got 2 years left in office, basically,
this is all about legacy. It's all about legacy.
Is it though? Because I think
it is. He built a ballroom. I think Graham's it'll be called the Trump Ballroom.
I think Graham's pointing at the 2028 election.
He's going to rig. So
Gavin Newsom was saying that he was sent Trump 2028 hat by one of Trump's major financial supporters.
Yeah.
They are still angling for all of that. They put it out. They put the story out there for us all to react to early on in the process, and then in 4 years' time, this will feel like old news. Everybody, particularly in the States, because of the way the news cycles work, they'll just turn around and say, "Yeah, well, surely we dealt with this 4 years ago. It's fine for him to run again." Basically.
Yeah, indeed. We just got another super chat in, and this is from Storyteller, because Teller was taken. Thank you so much for the £5 super chat, very kind of me. What's it used to talk about fish? Robert Sapolsky. He wondered who drove the tank. By the way, there's 2 fish in a tank. Thanks for that, Storyteller, because Teller was taken. I probably didn't read that right, but yeah. Cheers for the super chat anyway. And Wallingapay says, I'm not a fan of gold. I love silver though. The problem with silver is it tarnishes, doesn't it? Whereas gold doesn't.
Yeah.
That's why it was used for currency all over the world.
Yeah, but like tarnish is good, right? Because it shows some like evolution of the material, right? Whereas gold just remains. So it just remains shiny even when everything around it has become slightly old with age, like as it gets the patina that you get from age. Sorry, I'm getting
no, you're right. But did you see that there was a story that when there was a French politician that essentially did a speech in Parliament saying that maybe it was time for America to give back the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
And Trump's response to that, once his eyes were turned on this thing, were maybe it's time we polished it and turned it back into copper, basically. Because it's a copper statue, it's a copper-clad statue, but it's got verdigris because that's what happens to copper. It ages and looks beautifully green. Yeah. So Trump, there's something ticking in Trump's head that they're going to polish the copper on the Statue of Liberty and make it a shiny, goldy-looking thing again.
Oh, that makes sense.
Which historically it never was, because as they were cladding it, the verdigris started from the bottom up as they clad the statue back in the day. It turned green as they built it.
Oh, really? Oh,
which it was the intent. It was the intent of the sculptor. That was the point of it. It was going to be green. It was always going to be green, never copper.
Well, it was supposed to be a black woman originally.
Yeah,
because it was supposed to be. Of Liberty. Yeah, that's why she got chains at her feet, because it was supposed to be.
You're like a trivia fountain, Graham.
Well, it was originally supposed to be at the beginning of the Suez Canal.
Oh,
and they changed them. And who designed the scaffold for the inside, the interior, all the metal bits?
Go on, remind me.
Staff Eiffel, the same guy who did the Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel, yeah.
Eiffel. Yeah. He went up to the top and got an Eiffel. Anyway, Miss Paula Thomas, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. This is White House Mark II. We burned down Mark I. Well, we didn't. It was rebuilt, but the reason why it was painted white after the War of 1812 was because the British burnt the original presidential palace down.
Just going back to that, you said it's a neoclassical building and it shouldn't be gaudy. The original Greek buildings that all of our white marble buildings are based on were painted.
They were
incredibly gaudy. They look, like nowadays we'd look at them and think they were really ugly. What they did to them, a lot of them, basically.
It looked like a Ronald McDonald statue outside of McDonald's.
Really gaudy, bright colours, because it demonstrated wealth in those days. That if you could afford pigments of certain colours, then that was demonstrating the wealth.
Has anyone been following the Governor Newsom's press office releases this week?
I've been seeing the tweets, and they are hysterical in every way, shape, or form.
Thank you for the attention to the matter.
So this is on Twitter. So this is the press office for Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of California, and they decided to just take the piss out of Trump straight up, all caps. And they've done a series of these tweets, and they are fucking hilarious. There was one that went out on the 13th, so that was 2 days ago on Wednesday. Capitals, all caps. As many know, Donald Taco Trump, author of The Art of the Deal, a book he should return to the library, just missed the best deal in history. He always chickens out, brackets, tariffs, China. But even a chicken should know a good deal when he sees one. I, your favourite governor, Gavin Christopher Newsom, offered the best, most amazing deal in history. Stop rigging Texas maps and California won't make ours more beautiful. Sadly, but no surprise, Donald was too weak, little hands, to even write me back. No deal, and no deal equals perfect, beautiful maps that will end his presidency. Soon he will not be 47. Patriots will take back Congress. Many say I should run for speaker. I won't. Make the maps great again. Liberation Day tomorrow. Thank you, GCN. Fucking perfect. 10 out of 10. No notes.
I mean, it's written like he writes it, and Trump, it takes the piss, basically. And this is how we should be treating these people, with complete and utter contempt.
Complete contempt. That's it, exactly.
I think Newsom's playing the right game.
Definitely.
Yeah.
From a democratic point of view, play on the field with the rules that you've given. Basically, go play that game. And when Texas says this, Newsom says that.
Yeah,
and it's perfect.
It is. Perfect. It is. Donald Taco Trump, love it, and the little hands dig, I think is fucking brilliant, because that's going to wind him up. Because he hates
the whole point is to wind him up, though, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
So
good. Yeah.
Do it.
But this is to do with the fact that in Texas they are trying to gerrymander the maps, but they can't because the Democrats, who have finally found their balls, have disappeared. They've absconded from the state, so they can't have enough people in the meeting to get the quorum that they need in order for a vote to be valid. And
and it's brilliant, because this is the same bullshit that Republicans would happily pull if they felt they needed to, right? And but they're totally triggered. What was the who's the fucking idiot governor of the state?
Oh God, yeah,
Rick Santorum.
Rick Santorum.
No, the governor.
No, the governor, not the senator.
I can't remember his name right now, but
we should know this.
Greg Abbott.
Greg Abbott. He called for their arrest.
Thanks, Google.
Yeah, right. He literally called for their arrest.
Yes.
How triggered do you have to be to try to think that you can try to get these elected officials arrested?
There is an interesting thing when you dig into the detail there as well, which is that the members of the Texas Senate, isn't it, that they actually only get pretty much expenses. It's almost like council money that they earn in a month. You hear Texas senator, and in my head I'm thinking, they're probably millionaires, just like all the senators in Congress, but they're actually earning almost peanuts. And they've done this before. They actually left the state before over another issue about 5-10 years ago, and they were literally almost starved into returning. It was they were threatened with huge fines that they couldn't afford to pay. But this time they went in armed, because they knew that's what Greg Abbott would try and do, and fine them. They issued fines of $10,000 or something, which on the money they're earning genuinely would be a real stretch.
Yeah.
Right. So they raised all the money beforehand. They crowdfunded all the money, and they go to Illinois, where the governor of Illinois happens to be a Democrat billionaire.
Oh, that's convenient, isn't it? Yeah, fire with fire.
He's paying their fines and lodging them in Illinois, and paying their court fees to defend the fact that they can legally stay out of the state, which has just gone through court to demonstrate that. So, all Fantastic. Power to the Democrats are finally getting their act together.
Yeah, finally. It took them long enough. Quincy, thank you very much for the 10 euros. Thank you so much. Sorry, folks, but I'm spending my day with my family in a forest park and haven't followed the news. Has Trump given Alaska back to his master at the meeting today? I think so. I think he's leading up to that. And Mr. Glitch, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Newsom's press team need medals for their amazing feckery against Trump. I completely agree. Couldn't agree more. But yeah, it's about time. It's about time that they got their shit together. So there's other news out this week. Taylor Swift's got a new album coming out on October the 8th. October the 3rd.
Taylor who?
Taylor Swift. I'm going to be staying up all night till it's released. It's going to be amazing.
So
October
not
3rd.
a Taylor fan, but
October 3rd.
Fine enough for people who are.
Yeah. Stephen Davis, who played Paul out of in Neighbours, is going to be joining Strictly this year. And he's only little. You don't know this unless you've met him, but he's only about 5 foot tall. He's dead little.
Well, you'll find out. When
gotta find that out when you watch him on Strictly Come Dancing. So yeah, true story.
Well, Ellie, the gold medal swimmer, Ellie, can't remember her surname, was about 3'4", so and she went through about 5 rounds.
Was that Ellie Simmons? Sorry, Ellie
Simmons. That's it. Yeah.
Is that it? Was that her name?
She must qualify as the shortest Strictly competitor. But...
Yes, sure. Yeah,
and she did great. She was magical, I thought.
I've got great footage of Ellie and Boris Johnson walking down the mall together at the end of the Olympic medal ceremony. Where they went out on the open top buses. Sorry, not the mall. Birdcage Walk, which is the other road that comes off from Buckingham Palace, which only pays £2,000 a year council tax. Buckingham Palace. What's your council tax bill?
Oh yeah.
Okay, Darian De Star, thank you very much. The £10 super chat. Yes, now we're cooking. We're cooking, guys. We're cooking. Has anyone seen Trump's insult press officer Stephen Cheong? Every time he appears on screen, 1,000 female walruses in the Arctic start ovulating. I love that. It's so random. Thank you. And then Chris C.
His press officer is, I think he's an ex-wrestler, the UAE wrestler.
Oh, right. I see that.
I thought it was the blonde girl.
No,
that's the White House press secretary.
That's the press secretary. That's Caroline Leavitt. With the huge cross, like she's about to fucking fight some vampires.
Oh, like she's about to pray to Jesus straight away.
Yeah. Oh, I hate Caroline Leavitt.
She's so much. Fucking hypocrite. She is.
Any time she comes on screen or begins to talk, it just makes my brain great because she just spews out such nonsense all the time, and she's the spokesperson. So everything that the Trump admin does comes out of her. Comes out as words that she speaks. So.
She's rude. She's also very rude to the other journalists.
Very rude, very dismissive.
Yeah. But the reason, just to play devil's advocate, as a press secretary for Donald Trump, she's very good.
No, she is doing a
good job. But the reason is compared to Sean Spicer. Right? Compared to Sean Spicer and Anthony Scaramucci.
Sean Spicer was likable in a weird way.
Hang on. No, but Pranny, the reason that she's good for Trump, that doesn't mean she's good, is that compared to Spicer and Scaramucci, she believes what she's saying. They did not believe it. They were press spinning. She is not spinning. She believes it. There's footage of her in a Miss Carolina beauty pageant or something, doing an interview when she was 18, and she believes this shit. She absolutely does believe in this shit.
She either believes this shit or she has grown up with this shit for so long that she knows no other reality, one or the other. But she may be doing a good job for Trump, but because she's the face of all the policies and because she's the layer of interaction between the Trump admin and the whole world, right? I mean, there's CNN journalists and there's all of these guys who she calls fake news and dismisses them with total smugness, and contempt. It's just so revolting that I cannot.
And in the American media system, she'll eventually leave because she'll say something wrong and have to go, and she'll be on Strictly that season like Sean Spicer was, and then she'll start her own podcast series about being a mom Republican. Stephen Miller's wife has just started a new podcast series about being a Republican mum.
How are people making money from all these podcasts? It's just every second person has a pod. I mean, we all have the same 2 years. How much time are people spending on podcasts to, But anyway,
no one's listening to it. No one's listening to it. What's going on, I think, with podcasting, basically, because I used to be a podcaster when it was first a thing. And I think what now having a podcast is about getting a viral moment. That's the only thing that will elevate your podcast into something with a vague listenership. If you don't have a viral moment, you're dead in the water like every other podcast in the world, right? Unless you have a celebrity or a viral moment,
Hey, we don't have a celebrity or a viral moment, although I do have a Wikipedia page, so I guess I'm kind of a celebrity.
People know who you are, Graham. You know, at the end of the day, and you've got people following you that exactly.
We are the reasonable people.
So it's a sort of internet fame, so it makes sense.
Is that a cue?
Yes, cheers. Available from all bad booksellers right now. So before we go on, we have got a super chat which I need to address because it came ages ago. From Chris C. Thank you, Chris C. _84. Hillary Clinton has said that she will nominate Trump for the Peace Prize if he brokers a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. Yeah, I think she's being a bit facetious there. I think she's been a bit sarky. Yeah. If he does it, I'll nominate him for the Peace Prize.
As in, it's not going to happen, so I might as well just say
it. Darian, thank you very much for the £10 super chat, my friend. We're nearly there. We just need another 3 super chats, and I will summon the Janes if I can. Levitt calls out deadbeat dads and countries that owe America money. Levitt still hasn't paid back the $300,000 pledged in her failed run for Congress.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. So another person I think said that Caroline Levitt is in debt, so she needs to act the way she is acting. So that might be it. You know, people have no ethics, of course. These like people on the right. So they will, of course.
She wouldn't last 5 minutes if she did the job properly. So, all the things you'd hope for her, the respect for the press, etc., she's not going to do that with Trump.
Yeah, she's not.
So I've got a story for you all. So this is a story about this happened back in April, but it was only put in the news. I saw it yesterday about a Minnesota teenager who's brought legal proceedings against a popular fast food chain called Buffalo Wild Wings. Do you know them?
No.
Maybe they're not that popular in Minnesota, right? So she is cisgender. She's 18 years old. And she went into the toilets to go use the toilet, and she came. A woman, an employee of the fast food place, came in yelling, "This is a woman's bathroom. The man has to get out." And she says, "I was just like, I'm a girl," and she was like, "You need to get out now." So I showed her like I'm a girl, and she just walked out and didn't even apologize or anything. The row allegedly became more extreme minutes later, however, to the point where Mundra felt obliged to show the worker her breasts in a bid to end the harassment. Now, quick question. Do you think this woman, this 18-year-old woman who was attacked for not looking stereotypically beauty standards of, I don't know, America, Britain, Europe, whatever, do you think she was white?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I've got this idea that all TERFs are racist. Because she's not white, and she, from the picture that's provided, I mean, I wouldn't question her, but then I wouldn't question anyone. Just assume that they were using the toilet that was right for theirs. But there is a racial slant on so much of the transphobia that is out there, and you see this with J.K. Rowling going after.
It goes into the idea of Western beauty standards, and how, unfortunately, in sort of the white supremacist sort of ideology, Black women are seen as masculine looking, with because they're seen as having exaggerated features, bigger than Caucasian features, which makes that apparently more masculine looking.
There's the whole meme of Michelle Obama is a man.
Yeah.
They had the same thing about Venus and Serena Williams when they began. The whole thing.
There's a lawsuit going through at the moment. Candace Owens, the MAGA podcaster, she's getting sued by Brigitte and Emmanuel Macron. And because she's been saying that Brigitte is a man, and the name that they're given is actually Brigitte's actual brother, who's still alive. It's not like he's disappeared or anything.
And not just saying it, she made a 6-part podcast about it.
Unbelievable. Wheels Darren, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. That's very kind of you. No message there, but also I've just got a message in because we have just received. Hey. this is something that doesn't happen very often, but we actually have a hyper chat. A hyper chat! Woo! For £100. Thank you so much, Joanna. It's coming through PayPal. And she says, this will cover all the remaining super chats you need. Now cheer up. Big capital letters. Thank you, Joanna. Joanna, that is so kind of you. So thank you very much to Joanna for
Scott, put the receipt in for the headphones. Quick. He's cash rich.
So that's thank you. That is absolutely incredible. I will summon.
I'm gonna cry. Dude.
I'm gonna summon Hannah if I can. Let's see how she's getting on.
Yeah, you don't stop crying.
So we're not seeing any sign of Trumpelstiltskin or his little familiar Putin, or is it the other way around? Do you think Putin's the dom in this relationship, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Trump's the bottom.
Trump's counting the money though, isn't he? That's what's taking the time.
Yeah, I think that it's not conspiratorial if it's so clear, I guess. But I think one of the things that's happened to Russian companies, because Russia has been so heavily sanctioned by everyone, is that their share prices have dropped significantly because they cannot trade with the rest of the world. So if Trump and Putin can bring back the economy, the economic relations to a place where Russia can trade again, may not be a full peace deal, but to a place where they can trade again, Russian company shares are going to shoot up and they're going to be able to trade everywhere in the world. So I think that's the background goal that Trump can show as a win as well if he gets it. Yeah. Anyway, that's the kind of that's the kind of view that I'm taking.
I think you're probably right. I think they might add in a very short term ceasefire of some description to paper over the cracks. But I think you're right. I think both of them are making fortunes for themselves individually as human beings. Mm-hmm. Trump and Putin, the stock market shifts that they collude to create all the time.
Darian, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. The funniest story of the moment is that creepy extreme right winger Laura Loomer being transvestigated as an Israeli spy called Larry, who was born male. I mean, the transcripts that are coming out from Laura Loomer are just, she's going through some court case at the moment, I presume. And the transcripts of what she is saying are just absolutely potty. They are just beyond sanity.
She's crazy.
She is.
I don't like saying the word crazy because I think she's genuinely mentally ill.
There's something wrong.
Yeah.
It's a defamation deposition.
Talking of defamation court cases, did you see Hunter Biden repeated news stories about how Trump met Melania?
Yeah,
and Melania is suing him for $1 billion.
$1 billion.
And basically, Hunter's reply was, "Yeah, bring it on." Basically, because he's essentially saying, "I've got nothing to lose." There's videos of me smoking crack all over the place.
Yeah, there's pictures of my knob everywhere. Like, what the fuck else are you going to take from me? Like,
but you're definitely going to have to do a deposition that explains how you really met Trump under oath. Basically, so.
Full Mar Music is saying, sorry, no wanking in here, Mr. Farage. So yeah, that would be Trump and Putin going at it, and Farage in the corner having a wank.
Cucking.
Very much cucking.
That little cartoon has just emerged for Mike to draw there, I think. Please don't. Please don't.
Please do.
Yeah. Laura Loomer is she's just out there. She's absolutely out there. This is her defamation lawsuit that's going on. And,
who did she defame?
She I don't know. She's claimed that Pete Hegseth,
everybody, but who's actually taking her to court?
She's claiming that Pete Hegseth has turned her for rooting out disloyal officers at the Pentagon. And you're like, really? Like, she can't even get a press pass for the White House? Do you know what I mean? They hand them out to podcasters.
But she was on Trump's closest advisor during a large part of the campaign. You know,
it's against Bill Mayer. Who's
Oh,
a
really?
bit of a twat. Yeah, I don't like Bill Mayer. But she's got a deposition against him, and more than 200 pages of Luma's transcribed deposition in her defamation lawsuit against Mayer shed light on the influencer's beliefs and prerogatives. She claimed Lindsey Graham was gay. She claimed that someone carries.
To be fair, I'm not entirely sure that's not
no,
true.
Is she prepared to go under oath to say that as well?
So Marjorie Taylor Greene apparently is someone who puts roast beef in her pockets. And Mayer's legal counsel asked, what's your basis for saying that she puts Arby's, do the roast beef things, patties, whatever, in her pants? And she said she carries roast beef in her pockets. Luma responded, what's your basis for saying that? And she said, because I know she likes to eat at Arby's.
Brilliant.
And
she's
said,
not well, man.
Are you making a derogatory comment about her sex life by talking about Arby's in her pants? And she said, no, I'm talking about Arby's, the sandwiches. I'm talking about Arby's.
Arby's is great.
I would. I'm a very direct person. If I was making a derogatory comment, I would have said it. There's the point about she just, without provocation, just said that several of President Trump's staff have told me in confidence that Lindsey Graham is gay. And the response from the attorney, this is not her attorney, this is Bill Mayer's attorney. Hold on, Miss Luma, there's no question. Like, they weren't talking about it. They weren't even...
She just said it out loud. She's like, he's gay.
Yeah. So do you know why she's suing Bill Mayer?
No.
Because he made a suggestion that she might be fucking Donald Trump.
Well, you should read the super chat.
I mean, is that so unbelievable though? That's
yeah, as storyteller, but teller was taken for the £2 super chat with us just dropped. Thank you very much, storyteller, because teller was taken. She still has the bronzer stains on her dress.
There you go.
The Lewinsky stain. Anyway, so yeah, it's not great, is it?
No.
Yeah. These are the people in charge of important shit right now.
And she'll be dropped like a stone by Trump as well, like Musk was. But at least we're eating away at the loonies around the guy gradually, basically.
Yeah. So yeah. Any other news stories this week that we need to sort of cover?
I haven't got anything. So I've had a week off work, so I've been running around, so I haven't really been paying that much attention to anything, unfortunately.
I've been enjoying life.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
I think this is newsworthy. I genuinely think it's newsworthy, basically. Having an existence where you don't actually spend time reacting to minute by minute daily stories is quite pleasant. I treat it like a holiday, basically.
Yeah.
I certainly feel much less stressed by it.
Well, then I'll turn it to the chat, okay? Since none of us know what we're talking about, which is nothing new. Let's have a look in the chat. Is there any news stories that you'd like us to just discuss, or you'd like to share with us, or you'd like to look? I mean, I've been across the news this week because I've been doing shows. So you might need to remind me of something mad that's happened, because it is just a non-stop madness train, isn't it?
Yeah.
All aboard the mad train.
Well, so while we are waiting for someone to give us some news, can I just catch up on something that Trump has done, not perhaps this week, but over the last few, and that's causing quite a flutter in diplomatic circles. It's not being covered so much in the West, but it's essentially, he has put these very high tariffs on India that have gone up to 50%. And the reason he's given is because India, imports Russian oil. And so he's used that as a thing to increase tariffs on India to the highest in the world. Now, that has basically alienated every single person on the Indian right towards Trump. Away from Trump. So for the first time in the last couple of weeks, I've seen such angry, videos and commentary from the Indian right that is in like support of Modi, right? And they now completely hate Trump. So this to me was the first instance really of like one like authoritarian and the other one having a fight or kind of not getting along, even though they had in the past, and their like country suffering as a result. And just because one of them is not able to concede or do like for example what the UK is doing to Trump, being like slightly sycophantic or like showing like JD Vance around and all of that stuff. So so that's kind of causing quite a big thing.
But that's a good thing though, isn't it?
In a way, that's a reflection on Modi's incompetence, isn't it? Because Modi's politics align with
Trump's.
The
opposition in India
much closer than Starmer's does.
Yeah. No, so that is what the opposition in India is trying to highlight, and that is catching on. So, like for the first time, I'm seeing some traction that this is not. But like whenever someone like attacks a country as like with like such high like tariffs, for example, the national sentiment builds up against the person who has done that rather than the national leader itself. So there's various conflicts arising.
Well, although look at Canada. I mean, it depends how Modi responds to it. If Modi responds as a you can't do this to India, you bastard, but I don't imagine he'll do that to Trump.
Well, yes and no. So he has come out. So today he had the Independence Day speech, and he then reinforced the message that India needs to be self-sufficient, i.e., less trade and more self-sufficiency. And he's not going to cave into Trump because authoritarians cannot cave into.
Well, and also Modi walks the line of being Putin and China's best friend, doesn't he? Basically, so.
Well, China's not so much, but yes, Russia, yes. I mean, China and India haven't had a friendly relationship really. In fact, last year and like nearly every few years before then, China and India have had border like skirmishes where soldiers have died, and but Russia definitely.
So we've got a couple of the stories from this week. Virgin have not been showering themselves in glory. Well, first of all, Virgin Media decided the first Premiership match today against Liverpool versus Bournemouth would fall to shit on their media streaming service. People would deliver a load of pixels instead of the actual match. And also, Virgin Active, thanks Rachel for pointing this out to me. They've said the changing rooms are going to be designated by biological sex. From that on, so a nice bit of transphobia there from Virgin, owned by Rupert. What's his name? Richard Branson. That guy, the richest to riches story, who was born rich, went to a private school, and somehow made it as a record mogul at the age of 18. It's just amazing that he could. Just had the gumption. He was in school selling, those penny cola bottles that you used to get in the 70s. He was just selling those little penny cola bottles, and eventually he sold enough of them to start a fucking record label and get Mike Oldfield on board for Tubular Bells or something. And he did rather well out of it, didn't he?
Somebody has pressed the private school button on Graham.
They have.
Somebody deactivate. Did you talking of trans? Did you see J.K. Rowling and Nicola Sturgeon bashing each other over the heads over Sturgeon's new book? Yeah,
and J.K. Rowling scribbling, "This is not true." I think we should respond to. She wrote, "What the fuck?" So we should circle things in Harry Potter, like there's a Chinese character called Cho Chang, and circle that and write "What the fuck." Circle the bit where she's describing what the goblins look like in Gringotts Bank, and circle the bit that's so incredibly anti-Semitic and say, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" So there's that. Fuck Virgin Active if you can avoid using them for the foreseeable. I wouldn't blame you at all. And the other thing is Sharon Davis is apparently going to be up for a gong.
I think that woman's worse.
Is she a woman, though? I think she needs to be transvestigated. She's too tall.
How does the right go for Gary Lineker and get him kicked out of the BBC effectively, or a deal to get him out of the BBC. And Sharon Davis, with all the hate and venom that she spreads on Twitter constantly, how is she still the swimming correspondent? How does she end up doing that?
Because she went to private school, as did Kelly Cates, who's taken over on Match of the Day from Gary Lineker, who was far too naughty. Greengrocer's son.
I think the far right is pretty organized, right? And they're very well funded. When they identify a single target, they go after that.
Yeah.
And they make sure that it happens. On the left, we've really got Good Law Project, and I don't know if we've got others like them, but campaign organizations that are able to take direct action, like against somebody or someone or some organization, and hold them to account. There are not many organizations like that.
That's interesting, Prony, isn't it? Because you're right, that people on the right feel safe defaming people and saying outrageous things because they know there's an organization behind them that they'll pick up the legal bill at some point in time.
Yeah, so. and they kind of extol, or they kind of say these things under the banner of freedom of speech, right? Because them, and the way they get people to support it is that I can say whatever the hell I want because I have freedom of speech. But because they've got the money behind it, if someone says something constantly, like Gary Lineker, they can go after him. And they are the biggest, they are the biggest implementers of the cancel culture, and yet they blame us for what they do more of.
Yeah. Although I do think Lineker's got some safety in that, he's got a pretty big media empire under his belt, and he's just got a gig as the presenter of a new ITV game show, hasn't he? So
talking about Sharon Davis,
Lineker's not going to be broke anytime soon. So
she's got a couple of mixed race kids, hasn't she? So all the people that are supporting her over transphobia are going to be the same people who would hate her children and not let them have jobs.
But that's the irony. It's the irony of the right as well, though, isn't it? I never fully understand how Candace Owens and Kemi Badenoch and whatever, basically, I don't get it. I don't get why the right support. I get why they support them while they're saying the shit that they want to say. The racist stuff, transphobic stuff, etc., etc. I get it. They have to sit there at some point in time, going, "What if they come for me?
Yeah,
how far do I need to go before they come for me?" Basically.
Leapchin saying cover the South Park controversy. We were talking about South Park last week and the week before, weren't we? South Park have had 2 episodes out so far. They seem to be taking a week hiatus between.
Have they done the
episodes.
Charlie Kirk one?
Yeah, the Charlie Kirk one. That was the one that came out last week on Wednesday, and that was when Cartman became Charlie Kirk essentially. And they had a dig at little JD Vance, who thought it was funny and actually put the picture of himself online on Twitter. And then, oh, look, isn't this Sam and South Park have finally arrived? There was also a huge dig at Krusty Gnome, who is just vile. She's just completely vile. And they had the big dig about the fact that she shoots puppies.
Yeah, shot dogs. Every dog she saw, she shot.
Yeah,
and all the way through the video, her face is essentially melting until the end when it's reconstructed.
Yeah, and her face keeps melting off. Yeah,
I think they should do that with all of them.
And in terms of her responses were largely about the face melting, not the dog shooting stuff. Basically, it was she came out saying this is typical. It's misogynistic attacks on women just because they're powerful, etc., and judged by their beauty. And she never mentioned the puppy shooting. And you just go, okay, because that one's true.
Chris C says, FFS, another 3,700 Afghan nationals have had their personal data leaked by a third-party supplier to the MOD.
Oh.
Fucking hell. Wow.
These are Afghan nationals who've been given asylum in the UK, or they're still in Afghanistan.
Some of them are presumably still stuck in Afghanistan.
So that puts them at risk. This is not a small thing then.
Okay, I have summoned the Hannah, so she will join us in a moment when she gets her cup of tea. Look at that, multitasking. One Angry Pagan's talking about the record warm seas to helping extraordinary new species to UK waters. I mean, that's one way of reporting it, isn't it? You could talk about the native species being wiped out by the warming of the water, or you could say, oh, well, there's new stuff coming in. That's nice, isn't it? We'll be able to grow wine. Fullbar says it takes the cabin fever out of us. Got to compete with the East Asians though. 620 mile an hour maglev vacuum tube stretching across thousands of miles, 2 generations ahead of high speed rail. I'm sorry, but maglev fucking vacuum. All I just think of is the monorail song from The Simpsons.
But vacuum tubes don't work. No. They just don't work. No.
They never.
You can't sustain the pressure over that distance. It's impossible.
Yeah, so. And a little bit.
Even if you did, what's gonna happen? Like, what's gonna happen in case of a crash or an emergency or anything? I mean, it's just
something gets stuck on the track. You can't get it off.
Yeah, like human risks are just too high for it to be cost effective.
Yeah, and what's the point? I mean, seriously, what is the point? Who needs to get anywhere that quick? Like, who we have the internet. And if you want to have a meeting with someone, we can do it instantaneously from home. Right. We don't need to travel in a tube at 600 miles an hour. We don't have to. And I don't think we should.
Yeah. No, I think that the benefits of going faster than say 150 or 200 miles an hour are very low because you have to, stop at stations.
Yeah. And you got to speed up, slow down.
Yeah. Precisely.
But the maglev trains, I mean, the technology, it's there. It's been there for a very, very long time. I think maglev was originally a Victorian fucking conception, invention, whatever. But conception. But
as were the vacuum tubes. Elon Musk claims to have kind of invented that form of transport, but totally existed around the 1890s as a concept.
But trains are just this is what I don't get, right? We have trains. We have a standard gauge, which is standard now across all of Europe, pretty much, apart from Ireland and maybe Malta. I don't know. Right? You've got wind turbines. You've got solar panels. You've got all the equipment that you need now to make it all work. We've got electric cars. We don't need to be going, oh well, we could have this. And I'm like, it's bells and whistles. Yeah. It's like they had a hovercraft in the 80s and 90s that went across the fucking channel, and then they got rid of it because it used too much fucking fuel and it was unreliable and it was shit. So they got rid of it, even though it only took 20 minutes to get across, and everyone loved it. It was great. I actually went on the hovercraft back in the day.
Yeah, me too. I traveled
really cool.
on it.
It was really cool.
No, it was really cool getting on and off. It was god awful to ride on.
But just
because you staggered
it's
down
on a shorter time. So
and if you were in the cinema, it smelled of vomit constantly. Basically, because people were puking up in there all the time.
Yeah,
it was all...
But you can go through the Channel Tunnel now. That was the death knell, I think, of the hovercraft. But also, if you just get the ferry, okay, it takes a bit longer, but who gives a fuck? It's you're talking minutes. Who cares? Like this is the whole thing with HS2 that just pissed me off. If you take the really fast train to Liverpool, it's 2 hours and 7 minutes from London. Come on. What the fuck do you need to do? Like, seriously, that's time enough to watch a movie. Maybe not the latest John Wick movie, because that goes on forever. But, I mean, most movies are like 2 hours long. Just sit there, watch the movie, get off the train. It's like, oh, no, we need to spend £100 billion so we can get there half an hour faster.
Let me tell you what they should be spending them on, because you're just about to open a personal can of worms there. £154 to get from Brighton to Liverpool.
Wow.
Right? I started looking into that, right? There's an alternative. You can get a bus, a coach, and that's about £110. Takes 11 hours to do that trip. All right. The fastest and mid-range price was if I flew from Gatwick to Amsterdam, and from Amsterdam to Liverpool, £105. Where's the fucking logic in any of this? It makes no sense.
Did you not look up the megabus? The megabus is a lot cheaper than that.
It's a megabus. I've got some standard.
Yeah, it's going to take 6 hours to get there or something.
Yeah.
It's a I'm going to be elitist about this, and you can't guarantee who you're going to be sitting next to for 12 hours, can you?
Well, I was once on the megabus travelling down to London from Manchester, and I was sitting next to one of the women from the band Cleopatra.
Oh, was she coming at you?
She was coming at me. Yeah, she was singing. She had a baby. She was singing to her baby, and she had a beautiful voice. And I said, "You got a beautiful voice," and she said, "Yeah." I said, "Are you professional?" She said, "Yeah, I was in Cleopatra."
Talking of beautiful voices.
Of people coming at us.
Segue.
It's Hannah, how you doing, Hannah?
Hello.
I'm so glad you're here because I promised the chat you'll turn up. I'll summon you. We've only got 2 minutes left of the show though, so you know.
Really?
No. We can hang around for a bit. We can hang around.
Oh my god, that'd have been horrible. Anyway, we're gonna go now. Bye.
Hannah, we were just talking about how out the loop everyone is because it's the summer holidays and who gives a fuck about politics.
Yeah, like very baseline, maybe not even, to be honest. I've just been in like hermit mode. And also lots of gardening, just like lots of gardening.
Oh, yeah, you do a gardening Instagram thing, don't you?
Well, you were supposed to be somewhere else last night, weren't you?
I was.
Ooh, look at that face.
So was I, Scott. So was I.
Ooh.
So don't give Hannah shade unless you want to give me shade as well.
Can I just stress for the audience that neither Pranay or I were invited to go?
Are you a big fan of the Smashing Pumpkins, Michael?
No.
Right, so shut the fuck
but
up.
What about you? I'm a big fan of Scott.
Pranay's a big fan of the Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins were my band of like 90s. One of the
really? Did you go to any of the shows?
No,
I have not
Hannah's
ticket. But, you could have had Hannah's ticket.
You could have.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Lord Graham's. Yeah.
I was saying that
I couldn't afford the £150 train anyway to wherever it was.
Yeah, that's another thing. If I had come down, it would have cost me well over £200 just to get there and back.
It's ludicrous. If you take out that, I will rant again. If you take out the personal travel, going to a gig, etc., just think of the business costs that are unnecessary. Like
because I paid for the ticket. It was my ticket was obviously 60 quid.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Excuse me, it was £30 I got an advance ticket for the train. So
yeah. A Pygmalion, you're right. HS2 was about extra capacity, but if they hadn't gone for the high speed, they could have made the whole fucking railway for about 20 billion instead of 100 billion. The reason why it cost so much, well, there were two reasons. One, they asked everyone's opinion along the way. Is it all right if we build a train 7 miles from you? No, you can't build the train 7 miles from me. I'm going to object and take you to court. Okay, then we'll spend loads of taxpayers' fucking money going through the whole process for every inch of this fucking railway. And the other one was the fact that they couldn't have any curves or any kind of increments or anything that were too extreme, because the trains had to be able to travel along them at 200 fucking miles an hour. So stupid. Yeah. Just slow down the trains. We're only a little country.
When I was on my way to Bloodstock last weekend, we saw some of the bridges being built, literally in mid-construction now for it. Yeah, it was mad.
But it's all tunnels going through all the Tory shires. They've had to put it in tunnels, which cost 10 times the amount. And it's more fucking dangerous. If something does happen on a high-speed train, heaven forfend, I'd rather not be in a tunnel, thank you very much. Anyway, Ernie Burns, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. The right, so dumb, they think their lies are clever. Yep, I don't disagree with that. And, did someone else turn up then? What happened then?
Hannah went
came
back.
For a second.
Oh, okay. Someone was saying that pixies greater than pumpkins. I'm not going to disagree.
Okay, sure, but they didn't play, so whatever. Okay. It was a Smashing Pumpkins gig. Okay, that's what we were going
honestly
to.
Wasn't, because I saw Skunk and Nancy in 1996. I saw Pumpkins in 1996. I wasn't that arsed about the gig. I just wanted to see you guys. I just wanted to see Scott. I wanted to see Tansky. I wanted to see Hannah. You know,
but not enough to act.
Instead, we didn't see Graham. We just met Skin. That was all.
Yeah. Which is fair. That's a fair deal for you.
Very jealous.
But they wanted to see you, Scott, but not enough to actually turn up. Whereas if you'd invited me, I'd have come along.
That's it, exactly.
Would you though, Mike? Would you? No. I thought you had a hot date last night.
Absolutely, I would not. But no. Because I wasn't invited, I can pretend that I would. Whereas Hannah, you've got no excuse.
No, they do. They have excuses. They were valid. It is what it is. I I don't know, but would we have even gotten to meet Skin if you two had been there? You know, who
Probably
knows? You
Well,
know?
how did you get
No.
backstage? Would they just like let them in, or did you actually get a pass or something?
The plan was to meet the production manager, who Skin gave Tan the number of the production manager, and it was arranged to meet the production manager at the door at the side of the stage, and then we would be escorted in. Okay. So it saved having to get us a pass of any description, which can be you know, as I've worked at those sort of shows before, can be a fucking hassle. So just you know, she's the production manager for the band. So
you didn't get your AAA pass, your Access All Arses pass.
No, but she'll have the power to escort people.
I'm going to see if I can get a AAA pass for Pride next week in Manchester. What do you reckon?
Do it.
Access All Arses. It's going to be great.
We did actually say that. Actually, we were back there. We're waiting, and Tan actually said, Graham's going to be really jealous. He loves being backstage.
I do love a bit of backstage action, I've got to say.
I was like, yeah, well, he's not here. No, we don't need to worry about him right now.
Never.
It was destined to be, Scott. It
was.
And do you know what? Because I was talking about this with Kat last night when we saw Tan's pictures and everything. And I said, if I had gone and they could only get one person apart from Tan backstage, I would have said, no, it's all right. I'll stay front and let you go, Scott, because I know you're a much bigger Skunk Anansi fan than I am.
We actually had to leave one of her friends who came along to the show as well, a local friend. Yeah. We had to actually leave him, and we felt really bad, and as you would, because he
for how long exactly did you feel really bad until you were doing the smiley? Because in the picture you look really sad about meetings. I'm just saying, that was just a terrible fake smile that you had. Underneath it, you were crying tears with a friend of Tan.
I did. He was one reason I did tell her that we should leave. I was like, we need to go. No,
you did say that actually. You said that unprompted.
We did.
So I could have stayed with Tan's mate and entertained him while you just
exactly that. There were also other people there that she knew, so she was hoping that he would just go back to them because he knew them as well.
Yeah.
So and then we found him anyway. Not long after we came out. So but we we did feel kind of bad. But Tan explains like, this guy's been a massive fan for years. I'm sorry, I'm taking him. You know what I mean? So, and I was like, fuck you. I saw him in 1995. Leave me alone. I want to go meet. Yeah, I'll beat you up. I'll fight you for it.
Yeah, I saw them at the very first V Festival, V96 in Warrington.
Yeah, I saw
only. Only because my eyes are glazing over on the second attempt at talking about this gig last night. Please tell us about your gardening, please. Tell us about your garden.
I gotta get a drink anyway.
So, my garden.
I have a drink.
There's a lot of things happening in my garden. So it's a container garden because when I rent somewhere, I can't afford to buy. Also, it's self-employed. Not married. Like all complex, especially if you don't have a deposit. Even though my rent is £1,200 a month without bills, so could afford a mortgage, but not have a deposit. And also your rental history doesn't make any difference to like whether you have good credit or not for some reason. Tell me why. But container garden, because it's all like out the front, it's grass, and I've got like a side border. So we have a dahlia patch, we've got roses, we've got tomato plants that were gifted to me in May for my birthday by my dad. This is what my dad does every year now. He gets 6 little baby sun gold tomato plants. They're like the sweetest, like cherry style tomatoes, and they go orange, not red, that you will ever taste. And I'm not like a raw tomato girly because like makes me a little bit gaggy sometimes, like just the texture, something weird. These beautiful, 3 massive ones of those. But me being stupid, you have to trim them up occasionally. You've got like pull out the suckers. Like you shouldn't put them back in the ground because they grow. What do you know? Suddenly I've got about 15 freaking extra tomato plants. And my attitude to gardening is like, if you live, you live. I chucked you, you grew, I stake you. So now I'm just like, you know, when my Bezzy's kids come over, I'm like, everyone grab a little bowl, go pick the orange ones. And it's like a family activity. So we've got courgettes growing. I've got radishes that have been ravished by the slugs because they hate me. I was thinking, oh, I've got so many lovely like white butterflies. Turns out as a gardener, they're cabbage white butterflies.
Yeah.
They're attracted to brassicas. I'm trying to grow broccoli. These little bastards, honestly,
Trusses. We should call them trusses. That's
there you go. That's what we can name truss after. Things that eat things in your garden, greenfly, etc.
So, oh my god, aphids all over my sweet peas, but I'm doing well. Like I managed to take over a bunch of spring onions. Like I bought my brother for his birthday, gave him a tomato plant that was like yay big. I'm like, please don't kill this. She's beautiful and lush, and I've been, you know, looking after her for a couple of weeks. Potted it up. Looked much better than their tomato plant when I arrived at their house because they'd almost half killed the other one that they were growing. Some Swiss chard, rainbow chard. I've got all sorts of cucumbers, and it's all container garden. So I'm quite pleased with myself, to be honest. And I've got a sunflower patch.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
My sunflower patch, I didn't realise this, right? So I'm growing yellow sunflowers and red sunflowers. None of the red ones have come up. At this point, I don't know what is going to be what because I can't tell until it gives me the flower. But I didn't realise. So there's the yellow ones that I got. They're called the super giant yellow. And this thing, bearing in mind, I'm like nearly 5'11". This thing is like over 7 foot tall. You see it way over my garden fence. I can see it from the alleyway on the other side, like 4 houses down. But it's got like multiple blooms on it now, which is stunning. And it just makes me happy every time I look at it.
Aww.
Slava Ukraine as well. That's a political statement. My favorite Ukraine quote was story. I don't know if it's true or not, but when the Russians first invaded, old women were standing in the villages handing out sunflower seeds to the Russian soldiers and saying, "Put these in your pocket, so when you die, sunflowers will grow."
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, kind of, except they were wishing them dead.
Yeah.
Basically. You know, so.
It's that.
Yeah. One of the things, like when, I mean, you like cannot get me like, you know, started on rent because I basically live in London and the rents here are just insane, like through the roof. It's just madness. And you pay so much that there's just no way you can save any money for a decent deposit on a house. And the house prices as well are just so high that it's completely out of reach for anybody who doesn't have the bank of mom and dad.
Yeah.
It's just madness. And especially for someone like, I'm not the only one, of course. Like there's quite a few people. I mean, when you move countries, then you have to spend a lot of money just trying to move. So I basically moved here from India. So that cost me a lot of money and I came to be educated here. So that costs even more. So at the end of that, you basically broke and you don't have any backup left anymore to try to get on the housing ladder. It's very hard.
Yeah. We've seen to have lost our Mike.
Oh yeah. We just see his photo. Which is quite a nice photo, actually.
He's gone. Oh, I can't see him because I've got it set so that if you put it on your photo, I've just texted him. So he's probably got the loo. Anyway, but yes. So yeah, it is silly season time. So like a lot of the news stories are a bit daft at the moment, and there's a lot of them. Like I'm finding that it's a lot easier in the morning to talk about several different stories instead of just one. Oh, Mike's back. Hello, Mike.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry,
I just realized
something about you.
Since getting the all clear on the cancer, obviously I've still got leukemia, and I have been constantly forgetting to take my tablets.
Oh shit!
I think I haven't got cancer anymore, and I genuinely just sat here and thought, while it's in my head, I have to go and take those tablets.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Mike, get loads of alarms on your phone.
Yes.
I've got so many alarms on my phone. I have like about 50 alarms on my phone throughout the day because otherwise I forget everything.
Do you know, it's mainly that I've changed. I've been very open to change since getting that news, and I've got a new housemate who's moving in this week, taking over the house rapidly, mainly with plants, Hannah.
Yeah.
We have a massive Triffid in the corner of this room now called Jesus. It's called Jesus. And I'm expected to talk to it while she's not here. But anyway, I've just gone out of a pattern that I've had for years, which is I know where my pills are, I know what I do in the morning, and things have been. I'm not blaming anyone because I've been very open to the change, but it's amazing how quickly you just go. If you drop that pattern, change that pattern, or for me, then I just don't do it. I just forget completely.
Yeah.
So.
Fair enough. But I was just talking about
not healthy.
I was just talking about it being a silly season, so that'll probably help you get the answer for this. But if you've not been following the news, so Donald Trump has deployed the military into Washington D.C. on a crackdown on crime because he's seen too many homeless people, and he thinks that there's too many people getting killed in Washington D.C. So, question, right? A man was arrested this week and faces a sentence of up to 8 years for assaulting a federal agent, right? What I want to know is, what did he throw at the federal agent to get this charge, this massive charge against him? Was it A, a hand grenade? Was it B, a rock? Or was it C, a Subway sandwich?
I'm going to say a sandwich.
Yeah, it was a Subway sandwich.
It was a sandwich. He's been charged with felony assault.
Yeah.
For throwing a fucking sandwich at someone wearing body armor.
Fuck off.
Ridiculous, huh?
Trump has said that it's necessary to put the military on the streets to remove drugged out maniacs and homeless people.
Lovely.
It's the ridiculous nature that exposes the lack of democracy in America to a great extent. The biggest
where are the homeless
shining
people
castle.
Go?
Yeah, well, the point is that there is a mayor of Washington, but she's beholden to Congress, and Congress is currently beholden to Trump. And you elect an official to run your area, sort of, by they let them since 80 something, and then it turns out that actually it's not a democracy at all, and Trump can just march in the military whenever he wants.
Yeah. Absolutely, he can.
All of these, I think, all Trump niggles away at constantly is the gentleman's agreements of politics, and this is going back to Gavin Newsom actually taking his gloves off and fighting the same sport as Trump now.
Yeah,
which is if the rules change, you play to the fucking rules on the pitch, and that's what they need to do. They need to. Newsom needs to get the National Guard out to get the National Guard out. Basically, it's like He's got the power to get soldiers on the street, to get rid of the soldiers Trump sends in and the ICE people that he sends in. If they want, they can do that. And it's all going to escalate, and that's the potential civil war about to kick off. But
what I really fear is that Reform and Farage and all of his cronies are looking at what Trump's doing as they are looking at it like inspiration.
It's an instruction manual.
Yeah, right. And whatever tactics Trump is using to suppress voices on the left or to take control or assert his authoritarianism, it's not. And
that's the point of the Putin meeting, isn't it? Because the Project 2025 plan was based on Putin's tactics on how to get a grip on the country. It's Putin that wrote the book on this. And everyone's just following. It's what Orban did. It's what they do in Turkey, etc., etc. There is a playbook, and Trump is trying to play it in the biggest, most powerful country in the world. But then we've got Keir Starmer, and the potholes are actually being filled in.
Well, me and Phil
genuinely are. They genuinely are. There were some figures out this week that. Good news story. They said they'd fill the potholes in, and they're filling them in.
Did you see the show Phil and I did this afternoon? We had one of our ding dongs.
I was on a hot date.
You're on a hot date. You have better things to do. No, that's fair enough.
What was his name?
Phil. He said it was Phil. That's who he was doing the show. Oh, sorry. Elizabeth.
Phil McCracken.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. That's like the oldest joke.
In the world. It's a dad joke. I love
it. So we've also got Ernie Burns. Sorry, Ernie Burns, so not also. Also, Ernie Burns has just dropped in a £2 super chat, a DC judge has dismissed the felony charges. Oh, so that's good.
Sure.
Used for the
Oh,
sandwich
that's
stalker.
good.
That's good.
The phantom,
Yeah,
the
but
phantom
common
sandwich.
sense.
But like,
The phantom
But
sandwich
how
But, like,
flinger.
sorry.
How long before Trump's government and the DOJ put pressure on that judge? Basically, how long? I give it 2 days.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
once
2 days.
they have
I'll give it-
forgotten about it
No,
now.
I give it 2 days before there's a scandal
It's
attached
small
to
fry.
that judge.
It's
Yeah.
small fry.
Yeah, but the thing is that even if the charges are dropped and the case is not and the case won't be pursued anymore, the person who threw the sandwich has probably had their life turned upside down.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
they lost their
ruined.
job. They lost.
Right,
They work
yeah,
for the TOJ. They've lost their job.
Right. So there are effects, like you can't.
And
Yeah.
sorry,
And
Brad,
that
but
is worrying as well. Yeah. I mean, I just spend my whole days constantly worrying about how the right is moving, and so yeah.
Well, this
Anyways.
goes back to your point about how the right wing get picked up, because that guy will lose his job and his life will be ruined, and he will not get a podcast series and a $500,000 GoFundMe. You know, it's just not going to happen.
Precisely.
So.
Exactly.
But
It's
if he
just,
was a right winger,
Yeah, instantly.
he would
He'd
be held
famous.
up for freedom of speech and held up as an icon of what should be able to be done.
Yeah.
That's what they would do.
America
And
was
he'd have
built
got-
on throwing sandwiches at people,
Yeah, he'd have got a presidential pardon anyway if he was a right
and
winger.
then a
Yeah.
presidential medal of honor.
Pardon
Yeah.
would come in straight away.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, every day we get another daft
we-
news story, and it's like
Sorry, Graham,
So go on.
because there's some love in the chat for Sarah Davis's comment as well. Just he was charged
yes,
with assault and buttery.
Very good, Sarah. I like that. But yeah, I every it is the silly season now, but it feels like the silly season never ends. Like this is just normal now.
WWE. It's WWE.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
day.
So we're
I mean,
constantly freaked out. We're constantly under, this feeling of existential dread. And also everything is really, really, really stupid, like idiocracy levels
Yeah.
of stupid.
Absolutely.
And sadly, the Epstein story is dropping down and down the ranks as they expected.
As wished for.
Yeah.
As desired by Donald Trump, who's a massive
Yep.
nonce.
Yeah.
I heard he goes out noncing. That's what he does because he's a
I
massive
mean,
nonce.
undoubtedly so. What more evidence do you need when you've seen all of the fucking pictures
Yeah.
Yeah.
for years?
But what
Pictures,
about...
video, testimony in court under oath, etc.
I mean, what more do you need? And I still I'm still grasping with the reality that still nothing is being done.
Yeah.
And I still in the Western world that we live in, I still cannot logically grasp how there is nothing that anyone can do about this. I literally do not understand it whatsoever. It's blindingly obvious what is happening.
We have to credit the great leader Graham Hughes for predicting. You predicted all of this last year.
Yeah,
against many of us who tried to argue that the courts and the Supreme Court.
That up? Thank you.
I know,
right?
because I'm proud to know him for doing this. He stuck to his guns against.
Everyone was like, "No, the ground game, Graham, the ground game," and I was like,
Yeah, no, you were right.
All right.
We should listen to you more.
I was still
maybe we should consider banning private schools.
I would, yes.
Making everybody speak Scouse.
Yes.
Maybe we should just do it.
we should totally do that. We should totally do that. But no, I didn't want to be right. I did not want to be right. I wanted to be wrong. I actively wanted to be incorrect. I wanted you guys to be on the ball and not on the ball, but on the money. I should say when it comes to this stuff, because it's fucking depressing. It's depressing how stupid people are.
Depressed.
And how easily led people are down the garden path by obvious chances. People who obviously don't have their best interests at heart.
Yeah.
So it's just all a bit grim. Talking about
we should all apologise for having had some faith in humans, and we know that you've got none, bro.
I have faith in individual humans, but not just as a sort of as a collective. I think also, I think this comes out when I have my chats with Phil on Friday afternoons. I think I'm just see it more empathetically. Like I come from a more emotional angle. I'm not necessarily looking at the stats and looking at this and looking at that. I'm looking more at the feeling in the air, and it's. I know you can look at it and go, "Oh, you haven't defined this very well, Graham, because this is just what you think might happen." And I'm like, well, the logical step for me is, what do the billionaires want? They want more money. That's all they ever fucking want. They want to make people's lives shit and make more money. And what are they going to do in order to do that? Well, they'll do anything. They will literally do anything. Because they're horrible, horrible people. And
we know from history that they find ways to sell that to people.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's why things like saying tax the rich doesn't work. I'm not saying tax the rich isn't working. I'm saying people think, but I'm going to be rich one day, so don't tax me.
Exactly. And they sell you that. That's the American dream. That's the American dream. That's the whole point of the American dream, is that it doesn't actually work, but everybody believes that.
So here's my plan. I can't get very far with the whole private school thing, right? Because people go, I want to send my kids to private school. I want my grandchildren to go to private school. I quite like the idea of private schools. And everyone's got this romanticized version, like this Harry Potter boarding school where kids go on these little famous 5 fucking adventures. It's all like Enid Blight. The reality is most children who go to these schools are horrifically abused and come out very, very damaged people. But let's leave that aside for a moment. I think we should go after Nepo babies. Because if you're not a Nepo baby, you never will be a Nepo baby. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people go, but you can't go after that. It's not their fault that, Samantha Morton, her daughter, landed this role after going to B. Dales in the new Sandman series. She's just good at what she does. It's not that her parents are rich and famous and pay to have a very expensive education. So attacking people for being billionaires, you have people go, but I want to be a billionaire. But if you're not a Nepo baby, you can't be a Nepo baby. What do you think?
Yeah, but if we did that, Lawrence Fox wouldn't have a career. I mean, you can't.
Yes.
Lawrence Fox doesn't have a career.
You can't deny people, Lawrence. You're a music fan. You can't deny them his albums. You can't do that.
Yeah, we can. They were terrible, and I actually worked on 2 of his shows.
Did you?
Yeah.
What?
So not only are you responsible for climate
I'm not responsible for anything.
You're responsible for Lawrence Fox's fame. Oh my word!
Literally, just
the admissions are rolling out.
Please.
Someone just said that Trump and Putin are on. Putin are on stage.
They're talking at the moment.
Should we watch it?
I can feed it to you if you want for a moment. But you won't be able to hear it. But you can read the subtitles. Do you want me to share it with you?
We can't hear it. It's no point.
The audience will hear it, yeah?
Oh, shit. No, the audience aren't hearing it because I haven't got the sound on. Let me turn the sound on for everyone.
Bass Island, they're only 4 kilometers
apart. They've got the words coming up. They can read the words.
Yeah.
It's also
well, it's like the body language
has
would
to
be
do
more
with
interesting
our common
than what they
heritage
say.
and common history between Russia and the US, and many positive events have to do with that territory. Still, there is tremendous
can you hear it?
cultural heritage back from the Russian America. For example, Orthodox.
Can you see? But can you hear?
And a lot of
we could read out the
subtitles.
Putin says the talks were constructive.
It was here.
Why
you got to do an accent.
It was the origin of the
are they so far apart?
bridge for the supply of military
as
and other
could be.
equipment under the
Putin's never been within 4 meters of anybody since COVID started.
No, they got into car together. They got into car together. They were kissing and cuddling and hugging and stuff.
However, the pilots of both countries did everything to bring closer to victory.
And also, why does it say pursuing peace behind Donald Trump?
I was just in the city of Magadan in Russia, and there is a memorial there dedicated to the Russian and the US pilots. And there are 2 flags.
Vladimir's just talking.
Something.
Trump's doing this thing where he goes.
As well, there is such a
You
memorial.
can't see me while I'm saying this.
Trump's doing the pursed lips little thing, which is annoying to watch.
Okay, share. All right, so we should be sharing the sound now with you. Can you hear the sound?
For careful taking care of their memory. I think that's very worthy and noble. will always remember
Putin's voice sounds a bit weird. Like Putin, he sounds a bit like Mickey Mouse.
Female.
Oh, is it? Oh, God! Don't tell J.K. Rowling. She'll have a fucking.
She'll have a shit fit.
Prophylactic fit.
I'm sure that this heritage will help us
Prophylactic?
rebuild
That's not right.
and foster
Anaphylactic. No. What's it called when you have a heart attack?
Even during the
Anaphylactic. Should go into anaphylactic shock.
shock.
That's the one.
Yeah.
No
That's what I wanted to say.
summits between Russia and the US for
So
4 years.
Russia and the US.
A long time. This time was very hard for bilateral relations.
The problem with a
and let's be
Putin
frank,
speech
they've
is
fallen to
it will be
to the
45
lowest
minutes long,
point
and it will cover
since
some
the
geopolitical
Cold
history
War.
that's made
I
up,
think that's
basically.
not
Yeah,
benefiting
so
our
he can
countries and the
clip it
world
and
as a
post
whole.
on Russian TikTok
It is
or
apparent
whatever.
that sooner or later we
Russian
had to
TikTok. I
amend
love
the
that it's a woman
situation
doing
to
the voice
move
though,
on
because
from
it does sound
confrontation
absolutely
to
ridiculous.
dialogue. And
And
in this case,
do you
a
think
personal
Trump's standing this
meeting
out? I
between the
didn't
heads of
realize that's
state
how he
has been
talks.
long overdue, naturally.
Yeah, Trump said,
The
what the
condition of
fuck is
serious
this
and
guy on
painstaking
about?
work,
Yeah.
and this work has been done in general.
I do love
Me and
that.
President Trump have very good direct contact. We've spoken multiple times. We spoke frankly on the phone.
Frankly, goes to Hollywood.
And special envoy of the president, Mr. Witkoff, traveled out to Russia several times.
I love how
Our,
Ozzy is in the corner at the
advisors
bottom
and
there.
heads of foreign ministries kept in touch all the time. And you know fully well that one of the central issues was the situation around Ukraine. We see the strive of the administration
One
and
of the
President
issues.
Trump personally to help facilitate the resolution of the Ukrainian conflict, and his strive to
The Ukrainian
get to the
conflict's going to be
crux of the matter,
resolved.
to understand
Is
its
it?
history.
Oh, so he's actually
is precious.
praising Trump
As
for.
I've said, the situation in Ukraine has to do with fundamental threats to our security. Moreover, we've always considered the Ukrainian nation, and I've said it multiple times, a brotherly nation, however strange it may sound in these conditions. We have the same roots.
Graham Price in the
and
chat
everything
is saying that
that's happening
space
is a
between them
tragedy
is
for us, a
significant.
terrible
I'd say
wound.
it hasn't gone well.
Therefore, the country is sincerely interested in putting an end to it.
Although this would have been
same time,
decided before
they're
the conference,
convinced
perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In order to make
We've got to
the
grab
settlement
a screenshot of this and
lasting
put
and
pursuing
long-term, we
Nobel
need to
Peace
eliminate
Prize.
all the priorities
Yes, that's about right.
conflict. And we've
That's
said it
totally
multiple times.
correct.
Pursuing
Consider
Peace
all
Prize.
legitimate concerns of Russia and to reinstate a just balance of security in Europe and in the world on the whole. And I
You're a
agree
genius,
with President
Mike.
Trump, as he has said today, that naturally the security of Ukraine should be ensured as well. Naturally, we are prepared to work on that. I would like to hope that the agreement that we've reached together
Yeah,
will help us
Svaks from
bring closer
in
that
the
goal
chat
and
from
will
Ukraine
pave
is
the
saying we
path
don't
towards
consider
peace in
you
Ukraine.
brotherly.
We expect
You
that
see you
Kyiv
next
and European
Tuesday.
capitals will perceive that constructively and that they won't throw a wrench in the works. They
So
will
he
not
said
make
they've
any
reached an
attempts
agreement.
This
to
is
use
going
some
on a bit,
backroom
isn't it?
dealings, to politicians to
Should we have?
torpedo the nascent progress.
It's midnight. It is the witching hour. I'm going to switch back to normal screen.
Incidentally,
Normal.
when the new administration came
if
to
you don't
power,
mind.
bilateral trade started to grow.
Okay, just give me one sec.
It's still
Because he's just going to blabble on, isn't he? He's just going to babble
Don't
on.
want to listen to Putin. Yeah.
Stop. There we go. Okay, so we're back in the room. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
That was bollocks, wasn't it?
What we heard.
Is anyone
I
listening
guess.
to what he was saying, or were you all just too busy thinking of jokes?
There
I
was.
was not. I
he
am not a funny
bas-
man, so I won't.
Basically said the Ukrainians were brothers, and obviously what you do is kill your brothers and their children every day. That's
Yep.
what you do.
That's what you do.
And something about various pilots crashing in Alaska. I have no idea what that was about. But.
I think that, yeah.
I don't know. Trump. It does look very bored, though. To give him
I
some
can't.
credit.
He
definitely
always
stand
looks fucking bored,
He's
though.
like,
You know what I mean? He always looks bored.
Does that nodding
One
head
of the
thing.
things that most people do, even presidents and everybody, like every leader, is that they crack jokes or they laugh. Trump never laughs, or Trump never cracks jokes, or Trump never. Sort of brings it to a lot, and it's just him, I guess. I don't know.
It's a very inhuman quality, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think also that's what makes him like a little bit like, ew. It's
Yeah.
like, something not right about that.
He is not really relatable at all. So I don't understand why. I mean, that's one of the things, like why so many people are such huge fans. I mean, for other reasons, I'm sure, but not because he's human.
Possible that it's a racism, I think.
Yeah.
I'll forgive him anything as long as he continues to be a racist for them.
Yeah. So Putin seems to be blaming the situation now on Biden.
Fuck
basically.
me.
Because he's playing Trump like a fiddle, like he always does.
Yeah. He knows how to manipulate.
Yeah, Donald Trump is saying.
I'm literally board of hearing his fucking name. He's not been president for a fucking year.
So Putin's just
I guarantee you, Putin will say. He will say something along the lines. I think President Trump's work on this project deserves the Nobel Peace Prize.
He's just said that this is what Putin just said, that Trump has said that if he was in charge in 2022, the war wouldn't have happened. Putin is saying, yes, he's absolutely right. The war wouldn't have happened if he was in charge. And now it's back onto Trump, and he's allowed to speak. I will say we've had a very productive meeting with many points we agreed on, and most of a couple of big ones. We haven't quite gotten. Oh God, he talks
to a deal.
Gibberish.
Haven't
quite gotten. We'll do the deal. I will call you little while. I will call you up the various. This is probably literally what he's fucking saying. I know it sounds like gibberish. The various people. I will call NATO in a little while. I'll call the various people, he said. I'll call NATO in a little while.
This is Trump.
He speaks like a fucking toddler. Yeah.
You can't even string a fucking coherent sentence together. This is what I don't. If you've ever read any of the other transcripts of anything he's ever spoken in front of an audience, it doesn't make fucking sense.
No.
Why are you still following your cult leader? This man is not even a proper Christian. It's scary.
There's a TikToker, a female TikToker who is absolutely brilliant and just does that. She just reads out what he said in his speeches. It is just gibberish. It's absolute fucking gibberish. He's always had a fantastic relationship with President Putin, with Vladimir, or the one first term names. We've had many tough meetings, many tough meetings. We were interfered with by the Russian hoax. The Russia hoax. He understood it. The Russia hoax. The fact that Russia paid loads of money.
Is he literally saying that right now?
Yeah, he's going on about the Russia hoax. They were both seriously injured by it. The way that he became president again, and that Vladimir Putin's still president.
Putin remains in power.
Yeah, and he's going on about the Russia hoax again. And having to put up with the Russia hoax, but
And this is Putin playing him like a fiddle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, Donald, you're right. Our FSB have researched this, and it turns out it was all a hoax. And
he's too big to be a fiddle. Right, he's more of a double bass with tiny hands.
Yeah.
He's got tiny little hands. He's got tiny little hands to spray on hair.
Fucking boring.
One is probably the most significant. He's saying we've got a very good chance of getting there. We didn't get there. We've had a very good chance of getting there. So they haven't done anything. They've not agreed anything. So there you go. Thank you and good night. Thanks for watching.
It was never going to happen. That's the good thing.
I'd like to thank whose faces I get to see. You're almost as famous as the boss. He's saying that. The boss who will throw you out a window or blow up your plane if he doesn't like you. Don't look at him funny because, it'll make you eat a sandwich. Sorry?
Are they finished? Are they done?
No, he's just said that they haven't achieved anything. Like Trump has just stood up and said, we haven't. So Biden, fucking hell. Putin stood up and just talked a load of bollocks about the history of everything. And Trump's just stood up and said, we haven't agreed on anything. So we'll probably see you again very soon. Bye.
Oh my God.
So that was worth it, wasn't it? Nothing agreed. Breaking news. Nothing agreed.
What's the fucking point? What is the fucking point?
Now they're shaking hands. They're going off now to shake hands. And Trump is saying,
whoever it was in the chat that said that gap meant that they hadn't actually done anything is quite right, aren't they?
Yeah, they've done absolutely nothing. So there they go. They're off. They're off now, walking off. And pursuing peace. And they've not got peace. They've not got anything. they've not agreed anything, and now they get to go home after a nice trip to Alaska.
And a diversionary day, making us not talk about Epstein.
Yeah, at least we weren't talking about Epstein.
Yeah.
We need to do some memes with Epstein in the background.
We need to get on this to make sure it stays alive.
Yeah.
What he's banking on. This is all distraction. Let's have a pointless political conversation that gets the news because it's Putin and me. Let's do this. Let's do that. No, let's not let this one fucking go.
Yeah.
And we should just stress, right, all the hope that anyone had that something might come out of this, that at least they might stop fucking shooting people for a day or two, basically. You know, fuck all's happened. Russia, while this is going on, Russia will be dropping bombs on bloody schools again.
100%.
Yeah. So they haven't agreed to a ceasefire. That's your big news story there. We made some progress, says Trump. Any ceasefire? No. This is the guy who said that he would end the conflict in 24 hours. And then he said, oh, that was just hyperbole.
Yeah.
Actually, he didn't say hyperbole. That's far too long a word for him to say.
He wouldn't have understood the meaning of that word.
Hyperbole. We got in the chat, he's going on about the Russia hoax, says Russ. Yeah, I know. It was just, that was really, really embarrassing. So he spent most of the time that Trump stood up talking then about not doing anything. He spent most of the time talking about the Russia hoax from 2016, which wasn't a hoax. In fact, about 27 people went to fucking jail because of.
They tried to. Christy Nine tried to resurrect that story, though, didn't she? As a deflection from the Epstein story. So he still thinks in his head that's playing out bigger with his base, but it's not.
Yeah. Dark 4x4 says, instead of breaking news, we have Epstein distraction. We do indeed. It's just, yeah. And you got like the usual, what they call the Trumpites, the Trumpets, in going up. You know, they've made significant progress. They haven't. They haven't. No. They haven't got a ceasefire.
It's nothing.
The first step towards peace would be a ceasefire. Let's just stop things being blown up for a little bit, and we can start discussing stuff. But they haven't even done that.
Can I put a plug in? I'm just about to post the picture of the pursuing the Nobel Peace Prize on the Trumpton Facebook and Twitter account, but also that I did come up, I think, with the hashtag faked Alaska on Tuesday this week.
Oh, loved it.
There you go. I think that might travel today because they've fucking done nothing.
So is this on Blue Sky? What's this on?
It will be on Blue Sky, Facebook, and Horrible X.
Horrible X. We've all got a horrible X, don't we? I don't actually. I don't have any horrible X's.
I didn't deleted all my tweets.
Just for legal purposes, I was not referring to any of my ex-wives. So.
I've got. I tried to. Why have I got Fee Webster? Oh, because she's reposted one of your pictures. I'm trying to find you. Why when I typed in Trumpton, isn't it coming up with you first? Oh, it is. Hang on. There you go. That's better. There we go. Oh my God. Trumpton follows me. How cool is that? Have you put it up yet?
Yeah.
It's on Facebook. It's not on. I'm slowly getting to the other ones.
I'll go over to Facebook then. Facebook. Hang on. Here we go. You're right, Anna. That should be a thing that comes on every time you open up Facebook.
That
was just sing it to you.
That was stunning, Gray.
Thank you. There you go. Nothing achieved. And then, am I all right to use this?
Yeah.
Mike Shop. I'm calling it Mike Shop. I'm going to just show everyone this picture who's watching. There you go. Bloody copyright. Who cares? There you go. Copyright Mike from Trumpton. There you go. There's a picture for you. Pursuing Nobel Peace Prize. I think you need to put a bit of a filter on it, a blur filter, a Gaussian blur.
Yeah. Well, there's a little one, but not enough.
I know, but you were doing it
speed over accuracy.
Yeah, exactly. But you got it out there, and it's got the meaning out there. So that's good,
gentlemen, ladies. I'm going to fuck off because I have to go cut hair in the morning.
Yes, I've got to go because I've got to get up at the crack of dawn because Catherine's going running and I have to drop her off at the place where she goes running. And I'm sure, Pranay, you need to get going as well. So, and Hannah, thank you very much for joining us at the end of the show. Thank you so much, and
Thank
telling
you
us
all.
all about your garden. Mike, thank you for coming back on after a week off. I hope you can you do next week? Will you be around next week, Mike?
Yes, definitely, because yes, definitely. Sorry.
Cool. Okay. Yes, definitely. Would you be able to
Hey, can I
host
just
it
put a
next
plug
week?
in? I'm going out to Cambridge next week to see my son actually get married. Whereas I went to Seville to see their wedding, but they're actually getting married in a registry office because of Brexit in England.
Oh, well, congratulations to your son, and have a good time. And yeah, don't feel obliged to do this if you got better things to be getting on.
No, I'm around. That's Wednesday. So that's my week
okay,
next.
Cool. All right. Okay, well, until next time, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who took part in the show. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who watched. Thank you to everyone who dropped a super chat in, and everyone who just dropped the chat generally. Thanks for watching. I'll be back on probably Monday at 9 o'clock with Morning Brew. And until then, I'll say thank you so much for watching. Give us a like on the way out. And until next time, hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. Everyone wave, Fanny, wave.
Bye.
Wave.
Thanks.